Pierre Governor Sports are brought to you by Wind Circle, the Clubhouse Hotel and Suite, Edward Jones Financial, CHS River Plains, Faith Lutheran Church, Oahe Federal Credit Union, Slumberland Furniture, and Lamb Motors.
Graceland Taylor looking up ahead for Berry. She's got it on her foot. Ryan Berry coming in to the top of the box. Berry is in. Her shot. She scores! Ryan Berry makes it 4-3. And the Governors, they were down 3-0. 35 seconds in the half. And with 1:05 left to go in the second half, they have taken a 4-3.
And by AGE, Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota. American Family Insurance, Brittany Scheffelbein Agency. Country Carpet. Capital City Campus. Shane's Pharmacy. Floss Dentistry. Graves Plumbing. And Ferding Electric.
Here is Huber. A bump set for goes. Blocked up by the Governors. We're tied at 14. A big block for the Governors. Sherwood is over there. 14-14.
Pierre Governor Sports is also brought to you by Fisher Rounds, Access Health, Billion Auto, Weatherall, The Swartz Agency, Xander Auto Parts, Todd's Electric, First United Methodist Church, Kruger Contracting, First Dakota National Bank, and Gales Gas.
Kinos will load it to the end zone. Zabel's open. Catch is made. We are tied at 34.
Pierre Governor Sports is also brought to you by River Bottom Sanitation, Agtegra Cooperatives and Wheat Growers, Dakota Sprinkler, Graham Tire, May Adam, Nystrom Electric, State Farm, Allied Plumbing and Heating, Avera, and Dakota Prairie Bank.
Kinos will take the snap. He'll take the knee. And for the 6th straight year, as they beat the T-Area Titans 35-20, 6 consecutive titles, tying the all-time record in South Dakota history for consecutive titles here in the state.
And also by Wheelhouse Auto Body, the South Dakota Office of the Attorney General Division of Consumer Protection, Wagner Auto, Anderson Rumpke Dental, Bank West, Stulkin Peterson LLP, Sanford Health Clinic Pierre, and Beck Motors. And now to the booth with the call of the game with award-winning KCCR Sports Director John Winkler.
What a game it was last year between these two teams, and now here at Hollister Field, they meet back up again, 11 AAA versus 11 AA, as Brandon Valley comes to town as the Pierre Governors take on the Lynx here tonight as the Govs look to remain unbeaten to try and go to 6-0. John Winkler alongside Blake Dean. And Blake, it's good to have you back in the booth with me here for a big game here tonight, but this is a big game. Brandon Valley's got, we'll break down a lot of what Brandon Valley can do, but when you're playing 11 AAA team and you're playing a team like Brandon Valley, it is a big-time matchup for the Governors trying to get a win.
It is, John, and Brandon Valley is a lot better than their 3-2 record indicates, because we kind of talked about it during the pregame show that they lost both of their games this year by one score, and both pretty close to whether it was the last play or the last drive of the game. So this is a team that comes into Pierre TF Riggs High School and here at Hollister Field with a 3-2 record, but a lot better overall as a team than their 3-2 record would indicate.
And one big thing here is going to be the line of scrimmage. Brandon Valley has a tremendous offensive line. They combine to weigh 1,400 pounds. They're averaging about 6'3", 293 on the line, those 5 guys offensively. So this defensive line is going to have a huge feat against colleges would be jealous of this offensive line of Brandon Valley, and this is going to be one for the defensive line to pin the ears back and show just how good this defensive line can be.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is like you said, this is going to be a really big test for the Pierre Governor defensive line, because you get a chance to go against 4, potentially 5 college offensive linemen this next year, with the line on the offense for the Lynx of left tackle Lucas Feldkamp, who has gotten some D2 interest already this year. Right tackle Navarro Shunke, number 74, who is currently the #1 recruit in the state of South Dakota in terms of football. He's gotten offers from the likes of Auburn, Tennessee, other SEC, other Division I schools. That's the type of player that he is on that right side of the line. And then you've got Hudson Parliament, who is 6'4", 275, who has FCS offers from SDSU, UND, has a Big Ten offer from the University of Illinois as well. You look at Easton Poppy, the left guard, who stands 6'5", weighs 305 pounds. He is a senior with D2 offers from Wayne State, Northern State, and others. And then their center, Jack Twos is what we're going with, 6'4", 305. He's a senior. He's also got some FCS offers as well from the likes of Western Illinois. And this isn't a senior-laden line either, John. You've got Feldkamp being a junior. Parliament, this right guard who has got offers from SDSU, UND, and Illinois, he's a sophomore, and he's 6'4", 275. The other three in Poppy, Twos, and Shunky being seniors. So, it's not like this is they're bigger because they're all seniors. They're just big dudes, and that's really, like you said, what the Pierre defensive line is going to have their hands full tonight with the Brandon Valley offensive line, and this game is going to come down to the line of scrimmage.
And it's going to be a fun one here tonight. Hollister Field, it's always a great atmosphere when it's any type of game. You had homecoming last week, even after all the rain and the delay and the move up the time, the delay, everything. It was still a great atmosphere, even with the rain falling in the third quarter. This should be no different in a big game between the Pierre Governors and the Brandon Valley Lynx. Coming up tonight, 7 o'clock here, we got kickoff, sir, 24 minutes away from kickoff right now. So let's hear from our coaches. We're going to talk with Coach Matt Christensen of Brandon Valley, along with the head coach Steve Steele of the Pierre Governors. We will return in 3 minutes and talk with head coach Matt Christensen after this. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR and watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Weatherall Roofing and Insulation business that has served Central South Dakota for over 25 years. Weatherall Roofing and Insulation specializes in metal roof restorations and flat roof repair. They also offer the highest quality insulation using closed-cell polyurethane foam and blow-in fiberglass. For all your roofing or insulation needs, make Weatherall your first choice. And remember, just foam it.
At AgTegra, we're leveraging the power of the cooperative to benefit our farmers and ranchers, their families, and local communities. We're creating jobs for your neighbors and putting money back into our communities. We're lending a hand in our rural fire departments, food banks, and 4-H and FFA programs. That's what local is all about. When you do business at AgTegra, you help us make a difference in your community. AgTegra, strong, stable, dependable, and local.
This fall, take some time to think about your future while the leaves make their way down to earth and the last sunset of summer leaves us with an autumn chill. It's time to grab the nearest foam finger and break up a face paint. Rush the stands with First Dakota National Bank and forget how to blink. Fall sports are back with jaw-dropping plays, an electric atmosphere, and epic scores. Make some noise with First Dakota National Bank. Open a new account online today at firstdakotanationalbank.com. Member FDIC.
River Bottom Sanitation, your locally owned waste management company serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre communities. Contact River Bottom Sanitation for your residential and commercial pickups. Now River Bottom Sanitation is your source for all your roll-off needs. River Bottom Sanitation in Pierre and Fort Pierre. Give them a call for pricing at 605-222-1120. River Bottom Sanitation. That's 605-222-1120.
With any dream, the wind won't always be at your back. The sun won't always be shining, and some rain is going to fall. American Family Insurance is like a good, solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, LLC, 224-6627.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
As we welcome you back to the pregame show here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports, joining me is Coach Matt Christensen of the Brandon Valley Lynx, as they are now 3-2 coming into this game, 3 straight shutouts in those last 3 games. And Coach, we'll kind of jump into it here as well and talk about your team a little bit, because you start out 0-2 in 2 really close games against O'Gorman and in Harrisburg, but then have really put the hurt on a lot of teams with 3 straight shutouts of 32, 35, and 52-0. What have you liked about your team over the last 3 weeks?
Yeah, excited the way we're tackling, playing confidently, flying around. The first 2 games were single play losses, right down to one play, make a catch or make a stop, and we just didn't. And it's fun to grow through that and then rise, ascend. The season's about doing that. We've got a gigantic roster of players, not only just by number but also by size. So we're trying to capitalize on that and get the most done with this team. It's really been fun.
Well, and that's what I was going to ask you. What do you feed those guys, especially the offensive line? Is there anything special that you're feeding them to be as big and talented as they are?
Well, we're thankful for South Dakota Beef and their various donations. We are part of the program that the South Dakota Beef provides. Certain nutritional things, but certainly genetics play into it, and just timing. It's the biggest line we've ever had here at Brandon Valley, and it might be the state's biggest. I know some Sioux Falls public schools have had gigantic lines along with Harrisburg recently, but yeah, they're good-sized guys, Machachak size.
You're exactly right. And obviously it's one thing to be that big, but it's another thing to be as good as what those guys are, and as big as what they are too. What do you like about them? Is that kind of I know a lot of times the offensive line dictates a lot what can be done offensively, but do you really like to kind of bring that to the forefront of winning that offense and defensive line right at the line of scrimmage?
We do. Yeah, that's essential to victory. It's essential to ball control offense and giving your quarterback confidence and time to let it fly and get receivers open. And we love doing that. And when we can, we win football games. Our best seasons are ball control seasons and dominant offensive line play with smart schemes. Mike Zers, our offensive coordinator, does a wonderful job calling things to maximize their talent, whether they're good at pulling or scoop blocking or down blocking or hinge blocking. He really makes sure that they get the best opportunity to succeed and thrive together as a unit.
Well, and your quarterback, Jack Thuey's got over 1,000 yards throwing the football, and your running back in Verskerna he's got over 500 yards or closer to 700 yards rushing right now. What do you like about that duo, the backfield that you have?
Tremendously talented. Jack Thuey can make all the throws, man. It's hard to throw a deep ball like him. He's way stronger than he looks. Even though he's 190 pounds and tall, like Kaiser, and he can really sling it. Accurate on that deep ball. They're really catchable, and a nice loft trajectory. And Levi Veskernes comes from a long line of tough people, tough competitors, with wrestling throughout his whole family tree. And he's just rugged, man. He likes getting his pads downhill and getting downhill and getting behind Madden Timmer and Mike and Nelson, our fullbacks, and our tight ends. And Hayden Anderson and Noah Bayless play really tough tight end for us. Yeah, we're thankful for that, and they're really talented guys, no question.
You kind of mentioned a little bit about the Pierre Governors too, and that your offense too against this Governor, the defensive backs who have they played Yankton a couple weeks ago and had to stop that passing attack. Obviously, you guys are a balanced attack from start to finish, but what do you want to do against those defensive backs and safeties of the Pierre Governors?
Well, we got to get open against them, and that's not always easy. They're clearly well coached and clearly disciplined with their eyes. We got to keep the defense guessing. Give the same kind of looks, whether it's run or pass. We like our play action game as well. It's certain plays look identical, but they're not. And we're going to have to get some time against a good pass rush. And Pierre's got plenty of big dudes that like to hit. And we're going to have to just keep them guessing, keep them off balance a little bit. And if you get the chains the way you want them, then it goes better for your offense because you really have some options. You don't want to become predictable getting behind the chains.
Defensively for you guys, the offense that the Pierre Governors have had, but defensively for you guys, you've given up 0 points for the last 3 games. You'd love to make it a 4th straight game, but defensively, what do you guys need to do to stop the Governor offense?
Well, recognize formations and recognize eligible receivers and where they're, where Zabel is. Of course, he's particularly elite talent. What a family there of players, and make sure that we're identifying threats and space. The wider the offense works the field, the more space might get created. Right? Read our keys and watch film carefully and really learn from it. Not just look at the cool plays or the big hits, but really learn at the detail level and really apply that to what you're seeing and how you're seeing it, and how that can give you indicators on what's going on, and react fast, because when you're playing fast and confidently, it just goes better and you get more people to the ball, and the chances of broken tackles go down.
Again, talking with Matt Christensen here of the Brandon Valley Lynx as we're getting closer to kickoff. We'll talk with Steve Steele here in just a little bit in the pregame show as that will continue on. But Coach, before we start to wrap things up here, obviously after the season or after the week is done, you guys will not see each other regardless of how far you make it. And, hopefully both teams would be in the Dome come the middle of November. But I think I might have asked you this too last year. How much of a fan are you of the Pierre Governors after this game is over with to kind of, to show how strong your schedule is and show that your 11 AA opponent was just as good as maybe as 11 AAA, or are you just a fan of the Pierre Governors after you're done playing them?
I'm glad they're, I'm glad we can play them. I'm glad they could definitely play with all the AAA schools. They got the culture going and the athletic roster. Wish them well as they move forward. And I understand, they take a lot of pride in challenging AAA teams, but that's the way to look at it, I think. And just battle on as they're good sports, and we appreciate that about them. And we try to be that way ourselves and make it super competitive, but then in the end, say good game and mean it, with some sincerity, and the competition is meant to bring out the best in everybody, and that's what we hope for tonight.
And going into this contest, what's going to be the biggest reason here for Brandon Valley to pick up a win against the Governors?
Takeaways and tackling, and making sure we get that done, and then ball control, just power football, and we love playing it. We love doing it. We've got the players to do it, schemes to do it. It's just a matter of getting it done, because saying and doing is two certainly different things.
Well, Coach, hey, I appreciate the time. Thanks for doing the pregame interview with us. Good luck here tonight, and also good luck here the rest of the season.
Thanks so much, John. Take care.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. As Matt Christensen of the Brandon Valley Lynx, as we will return with more of the pregame show after this here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisors understand this. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Governor Athletics on KCCR. Go Govs! For all your investment needs, call or stop by one of our offices to visit with your Pierre area Edward Jones financial advisor. Edward Jones, member SIPC. As we welcome back to the pregame show here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports, joining me is Coach Steve Steele here, the Pierre Governors, taking on Brandon Valley this week. It's going to be a fun game. There's a lot of storylines to follow, but the biggest one is, one of the ones is last year's an instant classic, a comeback and a win, one of the best games in 11 AAA versus 11 AA. But here tonight against this Brandon Valley team, maybe not expecting another comeback, but expecting another great game between these two teams.
Yeah, I mean, today should be a fantastic game. Should be a great high school football game. They're a really good team. They're really well coached. They've got a college offensive line, essentially. They've got some great skill athletes, and it's going to be a tough challenge for us. And we're just excited to have the opportunity to play these guys.
Well, and the offensive line, defensive line has always been, a staple for the Pierre Governors. Everything's been a staple for the Pierre Governors, but the offensive line, defensive line really loves the challenge. And not to take anything away from anybody else in the state, but when you look at just the average size on paper of about 6'3", 293 per offensive lineman, how excited are these guys and pumped to go against offensively and defensively against these guys?
Yeah, I mean, they're really excited, and it's not even so much just the size, but I mean, they're good. You've got one guy that's got SEC offers. You've got another guy that's already a sophomore, and he's already got offers to FCS schools. So, I mean, you've got some really good big guys, not just – it's one thing to be 6'3", 6'4", and 290. It's another to be that and good, and they're good. So I said they're really excited, and can show that, that they belong and that they're just as good as those guys, maybe just not quite as big or not quite as strong and whatnot. So it's just going to be a fun matchup all the way around because everybody's out there to prove something.
Defensively to try and stop that offensive line or break through the offensive line, how big of a role the linebackers have and the defensive line has to create some gaps for those linebackers to get through.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a huge game up front for our defensive line, just trying to find ways to get off those big guys. Those big, strong guys, you've got to find ways to be off a side to them and in your gap and not squared up with them just because against pure size isn't going to favor us this week. So we've got to find ways to kind of get through that armor that is their O-line and give our linebackers some gaps to see and obviously find the ball carrier and get to them.
You got a chance to watch a lot of their games as they were happening because they played a lot of Saturday evenings or Saturday afternoon games. Do you see anything different when you look at a game live and maybe not in person, but just live as it goes along that you don't see during film? Maybe how quick they move or how slow they might go from play to play. Is there anything that you pick up that you wouldn't see if you're just watching film and kind of watching play after play? What's different about it?
Yeah, I think there's actually a lot that you can do that with, and that's kind of a unique opportunity that you don't usually get with teams. Maybe one, but I think that we've gotten to do 3 or 4, maybe even live games with Brandon, and you get to see their tempo and those kinds of things. You get to see how they're subbing somewhat a little bit easier, but more than anything, you really get to see and feel the personality of the game. I think in film, it's not. It's so much easier to just kind of make it a schematic. X's and O's board and a chalkboard, and you take a lot of that emotion out of it where, when you're watching a game live, you can really feel and see a lot of that emotion, especially if they've got a good radio person doing the game. But, that's where you can really see that advantage, and then you can see how they respond to certain emotional situations.
I'll take that as a compliment that was directed towards me, that good radio guy.
That's what people would get if they watch ours.
So what else do you see besides an offense line? Because Brandon Valley is a good team. They're 3-2 right now after losing the first 2 games. They've won 3 in a row. Outside the offense and that defensive line up front, what have you seen from them on the skill position wise and how good they can be both offensively and defensively?
Yeah, they've got 2 of the best receivers I think that we've seen this season. Delaney kid's really, really good. He's got great speed over the top. He's caught pretty much everything, and he just runs really good routes. And then the other side, the Bonwell Whitty kid is just about as fast and just about everything. So you kind of got 2 of those guys to kind of have fun with on the outside. And then their running backs a little less flashy, but again, you're running behind a great offensive line, and you can understand where the holes are going to be and hit it hard. And their quarterback's pretty similar. I mean, he's really able to run the ball well. He scrambles, creates well, and he's got a good arm. So I said it's going to be a challenge for both sides of our ball here.
So last year you guys had won on the road, able to neutralize the home field advantage that Brandon Valley has. What's going to be different this year for you guys to use that home field advantage to get a win?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest difficulties or things for them is going to be coming into a grass field. This should be their first and quite honestly probably their only game that they're going to play on grass this year. Actually our field had a lot of rain here this last week, so there's going to be some wet spots and soft spots too. So that'll be a challenge, and just something that'll be a little bit of an advantage for us this week. But they also, I know last week they took a long bus trip to Rapid, but they don't. Their longest trip is usually about 15 minutes. So that'll be another good thing for us. I think is just the travel routine is a little bit different for them than it is for us. Oh, and to wrap things up here real quick, what's going to be the biggest reason for the Governors to get a win here tonight? I think that really limiting their big plays, defending those receivers when they take their shots, and then finding a way to get off the field on third down is going to be huge. I think we'll force some third downs. We've just got to find a way to win those. And then offensively, I think we're going to have to do a really good job on the perimeter. I think their D-line and their front seven's about as good as we've seen. So we've got to win the battles that we can on the outside. But, Coach, I appreciate the time, as always. Good luck here today. We'll talk in the postgame show. Thanks, John. That is head coach Steve Steele of Pierre Governors. We'll return with more of the pregame show after this here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Hey, you. Are you at a job that is fulfilling, has good benefits to support you or a family today, and retirement goes down the road? If you just said no, listen up. CHS River Plains is hiring operations personnel, drivers, and custom applicators at several locations. These come with a knockout affordable benefit package for you and the whole family. Apply to a job with CHS River Plains and up your benefits straight up. To apply, visit us online at chsriverplains.com or stop in at one of our locations. CHS is an equal opportunity employer.
Access Health Fort Pierre is here to serve you. Mission-driven to provide affordable, high-quality health care. Access Health provides personalized care for the entire family, including chronic and acute care, evaluation of illness and injuries, laboratory services, wellness exams, DOT and sports physicals, and immunizations. Access Health Fort Pierre. Affordable, high-quality service without the wait. Compassionate, committed, and convenient. The clinics of Access Health have been serving Central South Dakota for the past 35 years. Access Health, caring for communities, caring for you.
And as we welcome you back, we are getting set for a kickoff between the Pierre Governors and the Brandon Valley Lynx, as the Governors will send out the return team. They won the toss, and they will receive the first half kickoff. And the Governors, Brandon Valley Lynx, should be a good one. It was a good one last year, an instant classic with the Governors coming back and winning in Brandon Valley. And now Blake here tonight. This is another game where the Governors may be the underdogs going in, but still have a great shot of winning this football game.
They do, and that's kind of the nice thing about, between 11 AA and 11 AAA is that, there's the top teams in 11 AA can compete in 11 AAA, and you saw that last year with the Governors going to Brandon and winning that game in an instant classic, like you said. But they've really got an opportunity to kind of defend the home turf today against a Brandon Valley squad that is going to be bigger than any team that Pierre will see for the rest of the year.
So the Governors, again, will get the ball to start this game, as it will be Brandon Valley to kick off. As their kicker is
Ryder Haas.
Yeah, Ryder Haas, and he's got a good leg. He's made a 49-yard field goal already this year, so it's a guy that can probably send this to the end zone. But the Governors have both Trey Lewis and Brock Mosier back deep. We're ready to go here. 12 minutes are on the clock here at Hollister Field on a beautiful Friday night. And it is Ryder Haas to kick this one away, the lefty. Will kick it down the field, back towards the end zone. It goes out of the end zone, or into the end zone for a touchback, as Mosier let it go, and the Governors will take over at their 20-yard line. Kate Kaiser will bring the offense out. They'll have Brock Mosier in the backfield with George Staley and Keenan Scott, the two receivers. Kaiser has thrown for over 1,000 yards now, 1,070 yards, as he's averaging, his quarterback rating is 148, so 15 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. We'll go through that rest of that starting lineup here in just a moment, as it is The Governors with a shotgun formation open things up here. Looking for an option play. Kaiser will get a hole on the right side, and then he'll pitch it over to Mosier late. He's out to the 30, to the 35 before he is pushed out of bounds. Right around the 35-yard line, a gain of 15. Not bad. Kaiser gained about 3 or 4 yards before Mosier picked up the last 11.
Yeah, that was an option play that, had danger written all over it, to be honest with you, John, because you're right. Kaiser crossed the line of scrimmage with the ball, and I think once Mosier saw that, he really wasn't expecting a pitch from Kaiser. And then, right at the last minute, as Kaiser's about to get hit, he pitches it back to Mosier. Mosier has his head in the game, obviously eyes on the ball, and he's able to snag it from Kaiser on the pitch and pick up the last 11 to 12 for Governor first down.
Here's a toss for Mosier in the backfield. He's going to be wrapped up. He's going to be thrown down, as the first one to him was going to be number 45 and Sam Knowles. And a loss there for the Governors. It'll be back to the 31-yard line, a loss of 4 for Mosier.
Yeah, that's just a tough play. They were looking for a pitch around the outside to get Brock to the edge, and Sam Knowles beat his man and met Mosier in the backfield.
2nd and 14. Quick pass. That's going to be caught on the far side of the field. George Staley's got a first down, past the 50, out to around the Brandon Valley 46-yard line, and Staley gets a big first catch on the first completion from Kay Kaiser.
Yeah, that was a pretty quick, almost like a screen pass over to the outside there, Kaiser to Staley, and Staley doing his best job of picking up some yards after catch, and he brings the Govs down to the Lynx 46 for a first down.
Gain of 23. There's going to be a flag, and a false start will be called against the Governors, as we'll go through the rest of this starting lineup here in a moment once we hear the false start and who it was on from our referee. As Zane Rounds, the center, gets called for the false starts. Rounds is the center. The up guards Jacob Mickinen, the inside guard Matthew Burr, Lucas Coleman, and Ty Michael. Coleman, the outside guard, and Michael, the tackle. As Rounds, Mickinen, and Michael, the three juniors, with Coleman and Brewer, the 2 seniors on the offensive line. The 2 tight ends in this starting lineup is Jed Zabel and Cooper Twilliger. Looking for Staley, maybe looking for Twilliger. It's going to be intercepted, though. Underthrown for Staley, overthrown for Cooper Twilliger, and the interception will be made by Rylan Carroll, and it is going to be Brandon Valley ball at their own 30-yard line.
Yeah, a little bit of miscommunication there from Kaiser. I wasn't sure if he was looking for Staley or if he was looking for Terwilliger, because he threw it behind Staley and he threw it over the top of Terwilliger, basically right into the waiting arms of Rylan Carroll, who basically just sat down at the 30 and corralled it like he does in baseball, because Rylan Carroll is a heck of a baseball player as well.
Here's Jack Thuey now as he's the quarterback. It'll be a toss in the backfield, and the first run will be for Levi Verskerna, and it will be a gain of a couple for Verskerna, and it will be a gain of 2 on his first run. And Jack Thuey's got 1,100 yards, 30 more yards than Kate Kaiser coming into this game. But both quarterbacks throw the ball really well. 10 touchdowns and 2 interceptions for Jack Thuey for the Brandon Valley Lynx.
Yeah, I think Lucas Chamberlain was on the tackle there for the Govs. 2nd and 8 here for Brandon Valley.
Another handoff here for that tailback, and Verskerna, he was able to break through that first initial tackle. Spencer Eason on the tackle to the 37 as he gains 5, and it's 3rd down and 3 here for the Brandon Valley Lynx on their first play. And that offensive line, that's going to be the big story. They're averaging 293 a person. 3 of the 5 guys on the offensive line, 3 of the 5 guys on the offensive line weigh 300 pounds. The other 2 at 280 and 275. They're pretty small at the offensive line at 280 and 275. But it's 3rd down and 3 here for Brandon Valley. Shotgun formation for Thuey. One man went in motion. He was looking like maybe he was going to go for the other guy in motion, but Thuey will look to pass. He's going to throw downfield. He's got a man, and it's going to be thrown to the sideline. The catch is going to be incomplete, as unable to stay in bounds was Bonwell Whitty with Spencer Schosberg in coverage, and it's 4th down, and we'll see, does Brandon Valley punt the ball away with 9:17 to go here in the first quarter. It looks like they're bringing the punting unit out.
Yeah, I think that's smart. It's too early in the game to go for it, and you really don't gain a whole lot. You do get the ball closer to midfield if you pick up the first down, but if you don't pick it up, you turn the ball over to Pierre in your own territory. So smart decision by Coach Christensen to punt the ball away here.
So now here is the punt for Brandon Valley as Haas. It's going to be a shorter punt, And it'll take a nice Pierre Governor roll, and the Brandon Valley Lynx will have to down it at the Governor 41-yard line, 42-yard line, where the Pierre will take over their second possession.
Yeah, really just kind of a shanked punt there from Haas. Took a Pierre bounce and came back to the 42, like you said, John. So really solid field position for the Governors to set up here on their second drive of the ball game.
30 yards of offense that first drive for the Governors, but end up stalling out that interception, or not even stalling out, just getting turned over on that interception. So now their second drive starts at their own 42 with 9:07 to go here in the first quarter. Empty backfield here for Kaiser. The throw will be on the near side. Staley's got all kinds of room as he makes the catch. He gets an undercut at the 45 as he's out at the 47, and a gain of 5 there for Staley on that first catch.
Yeah, that's a nice play. Another quick kind of screen pass from Kaiser to Staley. If the Brandon corners are going to play off coverage all game, that's going to be there all game long.
And the Governors like to do that. They've shown over the last couple of weeks they've really liked to throw those short screen passes, bubble screens, as they'll try another one here as Mosier will make the catch. He's going to try and make that first man miss. He's going to get himself past the yard marker for a first down. The man that's trying to make the tackle was number 0 and Caleb Priest, but he was unable to make that initial tackle on Mosier, and he gets out past the 50-yard line in the Brandon Valley 46.
Yeah, that must be either the game plan or the way that they coach the Lynx as far as their defensive backs is that they're playing off coverage, because there has not been one time where they've looked to play up and press.
Again, empty backfield here. Kaiser is going to be designed run as he'll go left side. He gets to the 40, stays on his feet at the 35 before he gets out of bounds, past the 35-yard line. And he's got enough for a first down, a gain of right at 10. And the Governors will move it inside the 35-yard line to the 34, 33-yard line.
Yeah, nice job by the Governor offensive line, really kind of sealing that outside and creating the hole for quarterback Cade Kaiser. And Cade Kaiser is going to Northern State next year to play wide receiver, and he's showing that athleticism on that play.
Quick throw for Cooper Twilliger. He'll make the catch on the far side on that screen pass, and it's going to take 4 different Brandon Valley Lynx to take down the freshman as he's out of bounds at the 30, make that the 27-yard line. A gain of about 6 or 7 there for Twilliger.
Yeah, Cooper Terwilliger, 6'5", 210-pound freshman tight end. He's really kind of developed into a really reliable receiver here this year for Cade Kaiser. He's got to be top 2 receiving threat this year for the Governors in terms of yardage and touchdowns.
8:26 to go in the first quarter. Another throw. It's going to be over the top of Mosier. It's going to be incomplete. It could have been a backwards pass, and it would have been a loss of that, but instead it's an incomplete, and that's probably the best case scenario for the Governors on that throw.
Yeah, just a little bit too high for Mosier there from Kaiser on the delivery. And Terwilliger is actually the number 3 receiving option for the Govs this year behind Jet Zabel and George Staley. But really, just a little bit too high on that one for Cade. Third down and about 3 or 4 here for the Govs offense.
From the 27-yard line. In the pistol, high snap, the ball's on the ground. Kaiser will pick it up. He won't be able to get the first down. He got back to the line of scrimmage, and from where it would sit, it would be about a 44-yard field goal for Ryan Berry, and probably outside the range, so it's going to be 4th and 3. Governors probably feel like they can pick up 3 yards and get a little bit farther and closer towards the red zone right now, but it is 4th down here for Pierre.
Yeah, big play in the ball game right here, with 7:38 and rolling here in the first quarter. Fourth down time for the Govs. Let's see if they can convert.
See if they run almost the exact same play. It's an option play. Trey Lewis will get it. He's out to the 25, gets to the 20. Flag comes in. Another flag comes in right at the end of the play. Right now the Governors have it picked up, so they have to accept the penalty if it's going to be on Pierre. But it was Lewis that got to the 20-yard line, but it is going to be against the Governors that will push them back and have to be forced back. So Jet Zabel gets called for a 15-yard face mask penalty, and from where the spot of that foul was at, the Governors are going to send out the punting unit now because it's 4th down and 14 all the way back at the 39-yard line.
Yeah, just a really unfortunate break there for the Govs. Just caught Zabel with the hand in the face, and that is enough to, on the 15-yard face mask penalty, take them from 3rd and 3 or 4 to, or 4th and 3 or 4 to 4th and 14.
Here's the snap to Zabel. He'll get the punt off. It might have been partially blocked, as it's going to take, though, a Governor roll out of bounds at around the 33-yard line.
23.
Make that the 23. Thank you, Blake. And it will be Brandon Valley that will get the ball back with okay field position. They're actually going to spot it at the 22. So it is a punt for both teams so far. An interception for the Governors with 7:16 to go here in the first quarter. It's a game of field position right now, with both teams having to punt the ball away. And obviously the Governors felt a little bit jaded on that drive with the fact that they had that first down and had to punt the ball away after the penalty. So Thuy from under center, handoff for Veskerna, and he'll break through that first initial pile, and then Titan Winkler will throw him down around the 30, as it's going to be a gain of 8 for Veskerna, and he's up to 15 yards on 3 carries so far here this evening.
Yeah, they're going to run behind that right side of the offensive line all day long, John, because you've got Parliament on the right side over there, who is sophomore, 6'4", 275, and then, of course, on the other side of him, Navarro Shunke, 6'5", 300 pounds.
There's going to be a play action here. Thuy is going to take a shot down the field. It's going to be a jump ball, and a nice job to break it up in coverage. I believe that was Schonsberg. That was Spencer Schonsberg that was able to break that up. And it is going to be 3rd down and 2 here for Brandon Valley, as Thuy. That's a great pass by Thuy, and that's a college-level breakup by Spencer Schonsberg, who's going to go play some college football.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to mention, which is why he's going to go play at Minnesota State Mankato next year. A good throw from Thuy, put it, relatively on the money, decently enough for Delaney to go grab it, but Schonsberg showing why he is going to be a collegiate football player next year.
Thuy will pass here on 3rd down and 2, and now he's going to pick it up as he slides, and there's going to be an extra 15 yards, as Coach Matt Thorson is very upset. So is Coach Steele, as there's going to be a flag thrown at the end of that play. Thuy was starting to go down as the Governors were looking for the hit. So it's on Chance Sarda. And so that will bring up 15 yards on top of about the 6-yard run for Jack Thuy, who doesn't run often, but that ends up being about a gain of 20 all the way out to the 49-yard line, just inside Brandon Valley territory.
Yeah, and that's just another unfortunate break that goes against the Governors there, because you're right, Thuy was looking like he was going to slide there, and Chance Sarda did exactly what you teach. You tackle him till the whistle's blown, but because the quarterback had started the slide, that is a necessary roughness penalty.
Thuy looks to pass, he pump fakes, now that pocket collapsing, and there's going to be a tackle. Evan Anderson gets to it. There's also a hold on top of it, and he's going to decline the penalty as Coach Steele, because that's a loss of just about 10 anyway. It's going to be 2nd down and 18 all the way back to the 42.
Yeah, that's a hold. I don't know if they got Shunke on the hold call as far as that goes, but regardless, it's a loss of 8 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 18 for the Lynx, and a big job by the Governor defense to push Brandon Valley backwards.
Evan Anderson with the sack, 2nd down and 18 with 6:13 to go here in the first quarter. Skirna with the handoff. He is able to break free. He goes on the far side of the field. He's going to be tackled at the 1st down. Trey Lewis was able to track him down, but after that first initial hits at the offensive line, he was able to bounce off it, go right side, right tackle, and out to the 39-yard line in Pierre Governor territory.
Yeah, again, running behind that right side of the offensive line in Parliament and Shunke, 2 potential future Division I football players, is pretty easy when you get to run behind them, and Veskerna was able to dart around the right side for a big gain.
He gets another handoff here. He gets past that offensive line and out towards the secondary. Trey Lewis again on the tackle as he gets out to around the 32. A gain of 7 on that 1st down run, as he's up to now 41 yards on 5 carries. Still no score here in the first quarter. The American Family Insurance Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard. 5:30 to go in the first, and Brandon Valley is starting to drive, just like the Pierre Governors were right before their 4th down conversion that turned into a penalty and a punt. The Governors would like maybe not so much, they would like a break of a big penalty somewhere, but right now Brandon Valley is moving the ball offensively. Second down and 3. Dewey, another handoff for Veskerna as he was able to slip through the first tackler. Chance Sarda got in the backfield, but he couldn't wrap him up around the ankles. And Veskerna got all the way out to the 24, a gain of 8, and his first down as it's now closing in on the red zone for Brandon Valley.
Yeah, Levi Veskerna is a tough kid. You know, his dad was an All-American wrestler at SDSU, and he's showing exactly why, you know, kind of that genetic line, because he's really tough to bring down. He's not a big guy, but he's really tough to bring down, kind of squirts through the big offensive line that Brandon Valley has, and he's able to pick up extra yardage after making Sarda miss.
Here's a toss in the backfield. Veskerna was able to get to that first. He was going to his right, cut back to his left, and then tripped up by Chance Sarda as he'll get out right to the 20-yard line, 21-yard line. A gain of still 3, though, and it's second down and 7.
Yeah, Chance Sarda, leading tackler on the Governors this year, and he showed you why there, because, you know, he stayed in his assignment, and Veskerna ran right into him, and Sarda kind of wrapped him up and put him on the ground. He did pick up about 3 yards on that play, though, that did Veskerna.
So now single tailback. Now they'll go I formation with 4:10 to go here in the first quarter. Veskerna's got another handoff as he's going to power his way forward, out for another first down. A couple of guys went tumbling down, but not the ball carrier as he got out to around the 11-yard line, a gain of 10. And it's 1st and 10 from now the 11.
Yeah, just keep running the ball till the other team stops it. It's a recipe for success in football at all levels that really has never failed, and Brandon Valley is doing that to the Pierre Governor defense right now.
10th play of the drive, 3:47 left to go here in the first quarter. Veskerna's got another handoff. He's going to try and bounce his way to the end zone. He's down around the 1-yard line. Another first down. It will be a gain of 10, and it's now 1st and goal from the 1-yard line.
Yeah, nice job of sealing on that right side by both Parliament and Shunky. Shunky really set the edge there, and Veskerna ran right around the outside and picked up the first down, 1st and goal. Long 1, short 2 here for the Lynx, and my guess is the ball's going to be in the hands of number 31.
He's run it 7 times on this 10-play drive. The 8th time he gets the carry, he's going to get himself into the end zone for a touchdown, and Brandon Valley will strike first with 3:30 to go here in the first quarter. 73 yards rushing on 10 carries so far. 8 of those and 67 of those yards came on this drive alone for Veskerna as he's in the end zone, and Brandon Valley's got a 6-0 lead with the extra point pending.
Yeah, again, just running the ball till you can stop it. That's what the Lynx did there, and when your offensive line, like you said, John, when the Lynx offensive line averages about 290 pounds, that you're gonna choose to run the ball every time and make a team stop you, and that's exactly what the Lynx did. They marched down the field very methodically and put it in the end zone on the long 1, short 2-yard run by Veskerna, and Haas with the extra point makes it 7-0 Lynx with 3:30 to go here in the first quarter.
We will return after a 30-second break. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR, watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Wind Circle, operating since 1995. We combine quality customer service and experience with the right technology to meet your needs. Our cybersecurity professionals will make sure your systems are secure. Services offered are video and data cabling, service and support contracts, cutting-edge camera systems to door security devices. Wind Circle has many hardware options. Dell, Barracuda, Lenovo, SonicWall, and Ruckus, to name a few. Our staff has over 30 years of combined network design and cabling experience at your disposal. Call us today at 605-224-1111 and request a free quote. Again, that's 605-224-1111.
11-play, 78-yard drive results in a 1-yard touchdown run for Levi Veskerna, and it's a 7-0 lead on the American Family Insurance Brittany Schoffelbein scoreboard for the Brandon Valley Lynx. As Haas will be a line drive kick. It goes off the Governors, and then Tyne Winkler, who initially went off of, dove on top of it, and it will be 1st and 10 here for the Govs at around the 27-yard line.
Yeah, Winkler was trying to scoop it, and he was immediately going to fall on it. I think that's kind of what those up backs are taught to do. He did touch it. It went away from him a little bit, but he's able to corral it, fall on top of it before the Lynx are able to get to him. 1st and 10 for the Govs from the 27.
Well, the Govs did trail 7-0 at the half to Yankton this year, but here at home have never trailed in a game until now with 3:27 to go in the first quarter. Handoff for Mosier. He is wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage, as it was number 4, Keaton Dowd, that was able to wrap him up. And no gain for Mosier, who's got 7 yards on 3 carries so far.
Yeah, just tough sledding right now for Brock Mosier. They tried to go right up the middle, and Brandon Valley was all over it. You know, as big as their offensive line is, their defensive line isn't too shabby either.
3 minutes to go here in the first quarter. 2nd and 10. Kaiser in the shotgun. He'll drop back. Pocket's starting to collapse. Now he's going to take off. He's going to pick up some positive yards. He's out to the 30. Trying to stiff arm a man. He's going to get out of bounds right before he got to the 35-yard line. And it's going to be 3rd down and manageable here for the Governors as he gets out to the 34-yard line. A gain of 7 for Kaiser. Making that a gain of 6.
Yeah, nice job of scrambling there from Kaiser. Didn't like what he saw downfield with 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Kind of squirts out of the pocket and picks up about 6 or 7, bringing it to 3rd and 4. Looks like the Govs are going to go with a tight formation here on 3rd down. 2 tight end set, George Stalley out wide, and Mosier flanking Kaiser to his right.
Another option play. Kaiser keeps it. He's out to the 35. He's going to get close to the 40. He gets past the 40. He's got a 1st down as he gets out to around the 42. And a nice job by Kaiser to tuck it. He didn't really tuck it. He had it in one hand, but he's able to keep it himself and get out to around the 42. A gain of 9 on the 1st down.
Yeah, really having an athletic quarterback is really a big thing, and the Governors were obviously over the last 7 years, 8 years on this title run that they've had, they've been blessed to have, you know, the likes of Garrett Stout and Lincoln Keenholz, who were able to do the same thing as Cade Kaiser just did there, where he's able to get outside and pick up yardage on the ground on his own, not rely on the running backs.
Here is Trey Lewis, who was held up by a foot, and then he was able to dive himself forward to around the 49 to a gain of 7, and a nice job by Lewis on his first official run of the night, after his only other run was called back on a face mask penalty. So it's 2nd down and 3 from the Governor 49. Lewis will get the handoff again. He's going to get past the 50-yard line out near the 1st down marker, and I think he's got enough for a first. He does. A gain of 4 for Trey Lewis and a 1st down for Pierre.
Yeah, Trey Lewis really has run the ball really efficiently, 9.8 yards per carry. He's kind of the explosive back that comes out of that backfield for the Pierre Governors. And he showed you right there. It looked like the play was kind of dead to rights there, but he's able to make something out of nothing and find a hole in the Governor offensive line and pick up 1st down.
Under 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Kaiser, he is in the backfield. He's trying to get free, but he is going to be wrapped up as he's back at the Governor 49-yard line. So right where that last play was at, it's going to be a loss of 4, and it's 2nd down and 14 here for the Governors.
Yeah, Caden Dowd, good pursuit there for the Lynx. Coming from his inside linebacker spot, kind of saw that Kaiser was looking to run, wasn't really keeping the eyes downfield at all, read it all the way, played the point of attack really well, and met Kaiser in the backfield.
It is the Kaiser that will drop back. He will take a hit as he throws and overthrows Jet Zabel, and it will fall incomplete, but there is a flag, and Kaiser is still down on the ground right now, slowly getting back up to his feet. We'll see what the flag is. It's a hold on the Governors.
And you very well could have gotten a roughing the passer on number 2 in Grayson Bortnam there too.
Did not see or did not hear who it was, but it is a 10-yard penalty from the spot from the previous spot, so it is going to be now 2nd down and 24 for the Governors as they go back to the 39-yard line.
Yeah, a lot of penalties early here for the Govs, and I think a lot of that is because of the strength, the speed, and the size of the Brandon Valley defensive line and linebackers. They sent at least 2 of the linebackers on a blitz there, and one came free off the edge and really leveled Kaiser.
Empty backfield here for Kaiser on 2nd and 24. Kaiser, he's going to scramble to his right. He's looking to throw. He's not going to find a way to throw the football, and he's going to be out. It's going to be another loss back to around the 36-yard line, a loss of 3. And it's now 3rd down and 27 here for the Governors. Make that 3rd down and 28, a loss of 4.
Yeah, at this point, do you just kind of cut your losses and move on, or as far as a run play, or do you try and take a deep shot here? It looks like they're gonna be aggressive. They've got 4 receivers out there, 3 to Kaiser's left, 1 to his right in Jet Zabel, and they've got Terwilliger. So empty backfield right now for the Govs. Looks like they're going to be aggressive here.
1:03 left to go, and there's another penalty flag and a false start against the Governors that will back them up to 3rd and 33, and something that you don't see a whole lot from this Pierre team with the amount of penalties in one drive. It's on Matthew Brewer that gets called for the false start penalty, and it's 3rd down and 33 from the 30-yard line. Governors have to get all the way to the Brandon Valley 37-yard line to pick up a first down with 1:02 to go.
Yeah, you're almost needing a touchdown here if you're Pierre, because that's the only way you're going to pick this thing up.
So now it's going to be Kaiser that will run up the middle. He tries to break free. He does. He's still on his feet. He's out to the 40-yard line, and a tough run there for Cade Kaiser as he's tackled in bounds. The clock will continue, and it will be 4th down and long here for Pierre, and they're going to have to punt the ball away as Kaiser picked up 14 yards out to the 44.
Yeah, Brandon Valley sent everybody back deep, anticipating the pass that allowed Kaiser to pick up, like you said, about 14 yards on the ground, but they needed 33, not 14, and so they're sending out Jet Zabel to punt the ball here.
So it is Zabel that will punt the ball away. I don't know if the Governors have to get the play off. We'll wait for the referee to see if his arm goes up. They can maybe wait, and they're not going to wait anyway. It's a bobbling snap. Zabel's going to pick it up, and the Governors are going to be tackled all the way back at their own 20, make that the 24-yard line, and it will be Brandon Valley ball right at the 25. And they've got to go just 25 yards to take a 2-score lead with only 9 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, not a great snap there from the Governor long snapper, and Zabel tried to corral it, do everything that he could. Actually, they got the Govs on a false start as well, which Brandon Valley declined, obviously, because that's a loss of down turnover on downs. So the Lynx will take over just inside of the Pierre 25, and they've got a chance to go up early here, whether it's with this play to end the first quarter or early in the second quarter on a 2-score advantage.
9 seconds to go. Veskerner's got the handoff. He's going to be wrapped up and thrown back. Grayson Schetzel, who gets to start in the middle linebacker position, able to make the tackle as he gets to around the 21-yard line, and that will take us to the end of the first quarter. It is a 7-0 lead for Brandon Valley, and they've got the ball nearing the red zone again against the Pierre Governors. 7-0 on the American Family Insurance Brady Shufflebine scoreboard for Brandon Valley. Back in 30 seconds for the start of the second quarter. You listen to Pierre Governor football on KCCR, watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Victory is sweet, but defeat stings. Where do you turn when things start to go bad in your life? This is Pastor Sam at Faith Lutheran Church. God loves you. He's by your side no matter what life brings. I encourage you to join us for family-friendly, encouraging worship. Whether today is a day to give thanks or to seek God's comfort, you'll find help and support at Faith Lutheran Church.
We're Faith Lutheran and we are glad you're here.
It is a 7-0 lead in the American Family Insurance Brady Shufflebine scoreboard for the Brandon Valley Lynx as we head into the start of the second quarter. John Winkler alongside Blake Dean with Jen Hanna back at the station. It is a 7-0 lead, but Levi Veskerna's got 77 yards on 11 carries. And Blake, he has been the best player on the field so far the first 12 minutes.
Well, either he's been the best player or the 5 guys in front of him that weigh an average of 293 pounds are probably the most valuable guys on the field right now. And they're showing it because they are playing power football. And, again, it's run until they stop you.
High formation here to start the second quarter. Toss for Veskerna again as he'll get inside the 15-yard line as he'll get all the way down to the 10. And it'll be a gain of 10 for a first down. And his first and probably goal. I would think it's first and goal unless they're on the outside of the 10. They are going to get the chains out so they can pick up another first down as they're right around the 11-yard line.
Yep, that's just another job by Veskerna. He's so tough to bring down, and like I said, he's not a big kid. He just kind of squirts through the trees that are the Brandon Valley offensive line.
But this time it's Grayson Schetzel that gets through first. Emmett Anderson helps on with the tackle, and the Governors will get Veskerna in the backfield as it is back to the 12-yard line, a loss of a long one there for Veskerna. The first time that Pierre has been able to stop him in the backfield.
Yeah, I think that Emmett Anderson just kind of got around that left side of the Brandon Valley line and finally was able to penetrate the backfield a little bit and make a heck of a play, bringing up 2nd and 11 here for the Lynx.
11 minutes to go. Minutes have gone by here in the second quarter. 2nd 11 from around the 12 as Vesker's got another handoff. He gets inside the 10 to around the 5-yard line. You're going to spot him at maybe the 7. A gain of 4 or 5 here for, called a gain of 5 for Veskerna. And it's 3rd down and medium here for Brandon Valley.
Yeah, Veskerna is really, really, like I said, the beneficiary of the size of Brandon Valley's offensive line because he's just kind of able to sneak through everybody, pick up chunk plays. He did it again there. But a big 3rd down here for the Governor defense. Let's see if they can put a stop to the run game or potentially the pass here for Brandon Valley.
Thuey's in the shotgun formation. Bengals steps back, and now Thuey will look to pass that way to his left. He's going to roll to his left. He's going to throw, diving for it. It's a ball and incomplete. And it will bring up 4th down, and we'll see if the field goal unit comes on. As that throws for Landon Delaney. And I believe they might be going for it. Thuey has not completed a pass yet. He's 0 for 3. But it's 4th down and 6 from the 7-yard line. Right now, I don't see Brandon Valley looking like they're going to kick the field goal here to go up 10-0. They're going to go for it.
Yep, big 4th down right here for the Govs defense.
A 2-touchdown lead for Brandon Valley, or the Governors take over on the shot of their own end zone. Thuey will follow that offensive line. He's going to get in the end zone for a touchdown, and it's a 13-0 lead for the Brandon Valley Lynx here with 10:08 to go in the first half.
Yep, just run right behind your best players. I mean, that's pretty easy for you when you've got 2 potential D1 linemen on the right side of the Brandon Valley offensive line. Just let them set the edge and get a couple of blockers in front, run right behind them, and it's a recipe for success. It has worked, very well going down both sides of the field, and Brandon Valley is in the end zone for the 2nd time here tonight.
So it'll be the extra point from Haas, and that is good to make it 14-0 with 10:08 to go here in the first half. Back in 30 seconds, you're listening to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR, watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
This Friday through Monday at Slumberland Furniture on the Truck Bypass in Pierre, you'll find extra special deals during their 4-day customer appreciation sale. You'll find savings in every department, but these specials are marked down to as much as 65% off. For an added incentive, get an extra 10% off clearance items and 25% off custom dining orders. Be sure to ask about our special financing. The big 4-day customer appreciation sale at Slumberland Furniture on the Truck Bypass in Pierre. It's 4 days only. Don't miss it.
So it is a 6-play, 25-yard drive and a 7-yard touchdown run for Jack Thuey. And Brandon Valley has got a 14-0 lead on American Family Insurance Brittany Schoffelbein scoreboard. John Wickler alongside Blake Dean. And Blake, as we now get into this 3rd drive or 4th drive now for the Governors, we're starting to get in, because they also took the ball to start the game, you're starting to get into that must-score territory for this offense.
Yep. You really are. If you want any chance to remain in this ball game, if you're Pierre, you got to score on this drive because Brandon Valley is just going to continue to run the ball behind the right side of that offensive line.
Another line drive kick that'll be picked up by Spencer Easlin. He gets to the 30-yard line. He's still got. He was still on his feet for a moment. Then he was picked up, put down at the 31, and then Easlin will get the Governors started at their own 31-yard line here with 10:02 to go. Here in the first half. Governors offensively, Kate Kaiser's 4 of 6 passing for 42 yards. That interception, a costly one. Also, the Governor rushing game has yet to really take off. Lewis and Mosier combined 18 yards on their 5 carries. Kaiser's got 31 yards on 7 carries. As they will hand the ball off for Mosier, looking more like a draw play. There's a flag that will come in, looking like maybe a face mask against the Brandon Valley Lynx. Where that flag came in, it's almost got to be the fact that they've got a face mask in there. As it was a gain of 6 on that run for Brock Mosier. And that is a extra 15 yards on top of that run for Mosier, and that's the first break that the Governors get to go their way here tonight. and they're in now Brandon Valley territory already at the 48-yard line.
So if you're Pierre right now, John, you have to capitalize because that, you've had things go against you basically the entirety of the rest of that first half, and Kaiser's going to look to throw here.
And it'll be dropped by Stalley as it was a low throw. Stalley had to quickly turn for it. And again, where that was at, it's probably better that it falls incomplete than he makes the catch because it's 2nd down and 10 instead of 2nd and 12 or 13.
And they've really been able to, have some success with that screen game here so far. I think they're maybe setting something up for a potential deep shot at some point because they've thrown at least 4 or 5 screens as far as pass plays from Kaiser here to start this ball game.
2 receivers here on the near side for the Governors. Stalley, the lone receiver on the far side of the field, as it will be Kaiser looking to throw it deep. He throws it well too deep, looking for Stalley in the middle of the field. It's going to fall incomplete, and it's now 3rd down and 10 for the Pierre Governors. Back-to-back incompletions, and after that 6-yard gain and a 15-yard penalty on top of it, the Governors find themselves in 3rd and long at the Brandon Valley 48.
Yeah, and this is going to be a huge play in the ball game because Pierre needs to convert right here. If they don't, they give the ball back to the Brandon Valley Lynx and that vaunted offensive line. So big 3rd down right here in this ball game. Pierre's got to at least get some positive yards for a shot at a potential 4th down.
Kaiser will go back to pass here on 3rd down and 10. He is wrapped up. He is thrown down, and it will bring up 4th down and very long. As we've got an injured Gov as well potentially, as Zayden Rouse is slow to get up off the field. Losing 7 yards is Kaiser on that sack.
Yeah, that was just absolute, big time annihilation from the Brandon Valley defensive line because Cade went back to pass and he didn't have any time to throw. He had 3 or 4 Brandon Valley linemen bearing down on him, gave him 0 time, just suffocated him back there and put him on his back for a big loss of about 6 or 7. And now Zayden Rounds, the starting center, is getting tended to by the athletic training staff here of the Pierre Governors and Casey Michelson.
So as Rounds gets attended to, again, that was a loss of 7. It's 4th and 17 for the Governor 45, and that defense will have to go back to work. They did force Brandon Valley to punt on that first possession that they had, but the last 2 have resulted in touchdowns. Pierre nearly got off the field on a turnover on downs, but a 4th down touchdown run for Thuy made it that 14-0 lead as Rounds is making his way, starting to get off the field and kind of looking to maybe see who that next guy might be for the Governors. Snapping the football right now, it's Max Bogenhagen, the sophomore, the 6'1", 210-pound sophomore, is snapping the ball back to the Governor, who is that? That is Lincoln Dilgis, who is just taking the snaps right now, trying to get him lined up to go. And, of course, they're out Matthew Coverdale with the torn ACL. He's out for the year. So you hope that Zayden Rounds can get himself back in this game, that it's not too serious and just maybe more of a stinger. But it is going to bring up a punt here for the Pierre Governors, as Zabel will punt the ball away. Spiraling punt, a good punt there. It is going to be caught, fair caught by number 17, Nolan Pudwill. That was a very fingertip catch there by Pudwill, because if that had dropped, the Governors had about 3 guys that could have fell on top of it. It's going to be the 14-yard line.
Yeah, and Zabel's coming off the field right now after the punt, and he's limping as well as he sits down on the bench. Not sure if a Lynx Lynx defender got a hand on his leg or if he landed wrong or what the deal was there, but yeah, that could have been disaster if Pudwill didn't catch that, but he did, thankfully for the Lynx, and they set up 1st and 10.
Thuy, play action here as he's going to roll. He's going to look to throw over the middle of the field, looking for his man, jiving for it and can't make the catch. That was number 5, Landon Delaney, with tying or make that Carson Stosher in coverage, and it falls incomplete, and Thuy still without a completion. It's hard. I mean, not that you're looking at Thuy running the entire offense, but it's hard to believe he's 0 for 4, and Brandon Valley has been so successful offensively with him without completing a pass with 9:12 to go still here in the second quarter.
Yeah, but that's the beauty of when you have beef and the other team doesn't, because you can just continuously run the ball behind the vaunted offensive line of the Brandon Valley Lynx.
Vescardet's going to get the handoff. This time he has been the workhorse as he's going to be wrapped up. He's going to be thrown down. And it's going to be third down and a gain of just about 3. And it's third down and 7 here for Brandon Valley. This is a big play here for the Pierre Governor defense. You can hear the crowd kind of getting into it right now. They're trying to will this defense off the field.
Yep, big play in the ball game, because if you hold Brandon, they're almost forcing them to punt the ball, because you don't want to turn the ball over to the Pierre Governors inside of their own 30-yard line.
Third and 7 from the 17, 8:30 to go. Brandon Valley leading 14-0 here in the second quarter. Empty backfield here for Jack Thuy as he's going to be looked to pass on third down. He's looking over the middle. There's a flag that comes in. Thuy is looking to run now. He's going to be wrapped up. He's going to be thrown down. It's going to be 4th down and long as the Governors are able to get out to him. As it was Lucas Chamberlain that gets to the sack, and it should be a hold on Brandon Valley. It is. Jack Two's the center gets called for the hold, and the Governors will get off the field, and it will be a big punt after a big loss of about 6 or 7, all the way back inside and around the 10-yard line.
Yeah, this will be really interesting because, the Governors will get the ball back here with 8 minutes and rolling, just under 8 minutes here in the first half. But, now you're looking at a Governor offense that gets the ball back with a banged-up center and a potential loss of your tight end as well, one of your starting stud tight end that's going to be a Division I football player at North Dakota State.
So that one will take a Brandon Valley roll. The Governors will get it at their own 46-yard line from inside his own end zone. It ends up being about a 44-yard punt there for Haas, but punting from his end zone across midfield. It wasn't the best punt in the air, but it took a great hop there for the Governors as make that a great hop for Brandon Valley. As we'll see here, the new center for the Governors right now is Aiden Rouse, still trying to make sure that he is okay. I believe it is going to be Bogenhagen that's going to be Matthew Brewer that's going to go down to be the center. So Matthew Brewer will take over as the center right now for the Governors with 7:46 left to go here in the first half. Pistol formation with Brock Mosier in the backfield. Kaiser will take the snap. He'll take a quick throw for Stalley. He'll make the catch. He's going to at the line of scrimmage and maybe a loss of 1. And so it's going to be second down and 11. Are they going to? Is he walking? Walking back to the 45-yard line. It looked like he got back to the line of scrimmage as he got hit, but say the forward progress was at the 45, so a loss of 1 on that throw and catch from Stalley from Kaiser to Stalley.
Yeah, just a tough break there because Stalley was looking to try to make something happen, but, unfortunately just not able to shake a couple of Brandon Valley defenders who really rallied to the ball on that play. Lost 1 yard, 2nd and 11. Governors got 2 receivers each side.
Kaiser steps up in the pocket as he's going to try and run. He gets out to the far side, and then he is going to be shoved out of bounds. There's a flag that comes in at the end, which will help the Governors pick up a first down as Kaiser was hit late. Might have been starting to hit early, but the tackle was finished going out of bounds, so that will add a 15-yard penalty on the end of this play.
Personal foul. Late hit out of bounds, 45 of the defense. 15 yards, first down.
Sam Knowles, the 6'1", 215-pound nose tackle is called. The defensive end is called for it. And so that's second 11 turns into a 1st and 10 inside Brandon Valley territory out to the 40-yard line with 6:56 to go here in the first half.
And another big break for the Governors here in this second quarter. And this is the one they have to capitalize on. They really need to put the ball in the end zone here on this drive to, salvage anything going into the half.
Didn't capitalize last possession, that 15-yard penalty. Kaiser play action, rolling to his left, looking to throw on the run. He'll throw, finds Zabel. He's out of bounds as he's got to the 35-yard line, a gain of just 5. But it is 2nd and 5, and that gets Zabel his first catch of the night, 4th different receiver to make a grab. And Kaiser's now 6 of 10 for 46 yards.
Yeah, Zabel is definitely not 100%. It's looking like some sort of lower body injury because after he went out of bounds on that play, he really started to limp, but he's continuing to stay in the ball game. And now the Govs have a receiver out right, tight set here with 3 tight ends and Lewis behind Kaiser.
The handoff will be for Trey Lewis. He is throwing back at the line of scrimmage, and it's going to be 3rd down and 5. No gain for Lewis. And that right now the running backs for the Governors have not fared so well. 24 yards on 7 carries combined between Trey Lewis and Brock Mosier, as Mosier will come back in the ballgame. 3rd and 5 from the 35 with 6:25 to go here in the first half.
And that just goes to show that, Brandon Valley's winning this ball game in the trenches right now, and they're getting penetration in the backfield, both on the run and the pass, and they're setting the tone on the offensive line, picking up big-time rushing yards.
Kaiser rolls to his right, picks up a key block from Mosier, throws, he's got a man open, it's Zabel to make the catch near the end zone, he's in for a touchdown, and the Governors are back in it with 6:02 to go. Kaiser throws it 35 yards to Jet Zabel, and Pierre gets on the board.
You can't lose Jet Zabel if you are the Brandon Valley defense. And it looks like this is going to be possibly a taunting penalty on Zabel because the flag came in very, very late. And it'll be interesting to see what the call is here.
Unfortunately, conduct number 12 of the offense, 15-yard penalty.
So they're going to see, do they want it on the extra point or on the
15 yards will be enforced on the kickoff.
On the kickoff. So the Governors will have the normal depth to kick the extra point, but it will be back 15 yards on the kickoff on the unsportsmanlike penalty to Jet Zabel. But the Governors do score with 6:02 left to go here in the first half. And Barry on for the extra point to try and make this a 7-point game. Kaiser will hold. The snap is almost out of his hands, but Barry will get the kick down and will kick the kick away to make it 14-7. Governors are on the board with 6:07 to go, 6:02 to go here in the first half. Back in 30 seconds, you're listening to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR. Watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
The Clubhouse Hotel and Suites has Midwestern charm and unprecedented attention to detail that provides the perfect getaway. The Clubhouse Hotel and Suites provides a complimentary deluxe continental breakfast featuring hot waffles, biscuits, and gravy. They also have an indoor children's water playland, whirlpool and fitness center, and a beautiful backyard patio with seasonal fire pits. Everyone deserves a night away. Call 605-494-2582 to make your reservation today. The Clubhouse Hotel and Suites. Experience luxury in the heart of South Dakota.
So it was just a 4-play, 54-yard drive for the Pierre Governors and a 35-yard throw from Cade Kaiser, the catch by Jet Zabel, and Pierre will have to kick off from their own 25-yard line. And Zabel, who got called for the taunting penalty, is going to be the one to kick the ball away. But the Govs, Blake, are right back in this game, and now that defense, if they can hold strong in this next drive, all of a sudden we're back into a very tightly contested football game.
Yep, but that's going to be the big key now, John, is you really got to limit. You've got to limit Brandon Valley, what they do on the ground. Thuy hasn't completed a pass yet, but that is not going to be something that continues more than likely.
George Stalley is going to be the one to kick this one away. It's going to be a line drive kick taken around the 24-yard line and a big return out to the 45. And hanging on was Spencer Schonsberg as it was end up being...
That was Delaney there.
Yeah, Delaney that got all the way out to the 45-yard line, but Schonsberg held on to his leg and said, nah, you're not going to go anywhere. You better just go down, otherwise you're going to get a big hit. So it will be Brandon Valley football with good field position, though. They'll spot at the 46-yard line for their next drive.
And I will say, John, that's a dangerous man to have the ball in his hands is Landon Delaney, defending 200-meter champion in AA last year. Kid can really, really fly. And so watch for him. If he's able to sneak behind some Governor defensive backs here, we could be in for a big play if Thuy's able to connect.
1st and 10 for the 46, moving from left to right. Veskernes get the handoff as he's going to get out to around the 50 to the 49-yard line. As we got Schonsberg along with Winkler on the tackle. Emmett Anderson was over there as well, and it's a gain of 5 for Veskernes, and he's up to 98 yards now on 16 carries.
Just keep running behind that right side of the offensive line, John. I mean, it has been a formula that has continued to work for the Brandon Valley Lynx, and Parliament and Shunky have really, really set that right side of the edge, and that's been the story of the ball game thus far. Is Veskernes has been able to pick up chunk yards running behind that big right side.
He'll go up the middle this time, cutting it to the right side. He gets out to the 40-yard line, almost slipped through the tackle of Spencer Easland, but he's able to carry Easland along to the 36 and a first down for Brandon Valley out to the Governor 36-yard line.
Yeah, that time we're going to spotlight the center. Jack Tews, the 6'4", 305-pound senior center, running right behind him that time. Took a break from running behind Parliament and Shunky. Instead, running behind the big center was Veskerna, and he is able to pick up another big chunk play for the Lynx, taking the ball down to the 46, first down, and driving here is Brandon Valley.
4:55 left to go. Instead of going behind the SEC right tackle, you go behind the Mountain Missouri Valley Football Conference center, as it will be Veskerna again. He tried to cut it to the left side, and the ball looked like it almost came out, but I believe he was able to keep hold of it. A gain to the 30-yard line, a gain of 6, and a second down and 4.
Yeah, again, Veskerna is just really, he's a squirmy back. He's 5'10", 175. He's only a sophomore, but he is a tough guy to bring down once he gets through that line. And you saw it right there. He's picking up so many yards after contact, John. It'd be interesting to see what his yards after contact would be here at the end of the first half.
4 minutes to go here in the first half. 2nd and 4 from the 30-yard line. Thuy will pass, looking for Bonwell Whitty, and he overthrows him, and it falls incomplete. And it's now 3rd down and 4, and Thuy is now 0 for 5. He has thrown a pass on 4 of the 5 possessions now, or somewhere around the 4 of the 5 possessions. I missed one of my pins, so this is the 5th. So he's thrown on all 5 possessions once and has missed a target every single time.
Yeah, and that time he had Devion Bonwell Whitty, the 6'2", 190-pound sophomore who got behind Spencer Schonsberg, just threw it about a step in front of Bonwell Whitty there.
3:58 to go, 3rd down and short, gain of 4. Veskerna is going to pick it all up. He's going to race into the end zone. The Governor's unable to make the tackle, and he's got himself a 30-yard touchdown run, and it's 20-17. Brandon Valley is back up by 2 scores.
Yeah, the Pierre defensive line, or just the defense in general, looked really disorganized on that play, and it showed because Brandon Valley got their line set. They made a nice play, and Veskerna was able to squirt right through there without really any issue. There is an injured Governor on the field right now. That is Spencer Easland, number 3 in green right now. Looks like either a knee or an ankle that Casey Michelson is looking at right now. His right knee or right ankle.
I was going to say, you're hoping that maybe it was just a cramp, but the way that I'm not sure that would be a cramp for Spencer Easland, although he seems to be okay, and he will limp his way off. Yeah, he is getting a little bit more. He was very ginger on it to begin, and now he's a little bit less gingerly as he's walking his way to the sideline. But another big run for Veskerna, and he's got himself a 2nd touchdown run, 3rd rushing touchdown of the ball game for Brandon Valley, and they lead at 20-7 right now with an extra point pending and 3:51 to go. And the extra points from Haas, the left-footed kicker. That one will be right through the uprights, and it is 21-7. Brandon Valley leads on the American Family Insurance Brady Shuffle by scoreboard. Back in 30 seconds, you're listening to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR. Watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota is serving the Central South Dakota community and beyond with a great selection of used vehicles. Local trades and program vehicles are available. New Toyotas and new Fords are arriving and selling before they even hit the lot. So don't wait. Stop in and find out what's coming. If you've been thinking about ordering a new Ford, stop in and sit down with one of our sales specialists today. Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota at 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Call 605-224-7378 and visit CapitalCityFordToyota.com.
It is a 21-7 lead for the Brandon Valley Lynx of the American Family Insurance Brady Shuffle by scoreboard. With Jen Hanna back at the station, Blake Dean, John Winkler here on this Friday evening. Beautiful Friday night here at Hollister Field, but not so much a beautiful game so far for the Pierre Governors. The run game of Brandon Valley, now 148 yards in total on the ground. That's all the yardage that they have, does Brandon Valley, because they have 0 passing yards, but they've got a 21-7 lead. As Haas will kick this one, a bouncing ball that'll be picked up by Lewis inside the 5-yard line, down to the 15, trying to cut it back to the left side. He's not going to get to the 20-yard line as he got out to the 17, and that's where the Governors will take over. With 3:45 to go, all 3 timeouts, and this is a big drive in this ball game because Brandon Valley gets the ball to start the second half. The Governors can score, they get back within 1, and they don't let Brandon Valley have a chance to get a 3-touchdown lead without, to start that second half.
Yeah, and I think that, the last play that kind of was the explosive play on the 35-yard touchdown to Zabel is going to be the key for the Govs to try and get back in this ball game, is get Kaiser on a couple of bootlegs onto the outside and get him out of the pocket.
Option play, Kaiser keeps it. He'll get past the 20 to around the 21-yard line, a gain of about 4 or 5. They're going to spot him at the 22, and it's second down and 5 here for Pierre.
The reason I say that is because Brandon's defensive line has just, really, really caused havoc, gotten right past the Governor offensive line, and, really disrupted things in the backfield. So it's going to be key for the Governors to get Kaiser out of the pocket on some design runs outside or on some bootleg passes.
3:10 to go here in the first half. Kaiser with a little shovel pass behind the line of scrimmage for Brock Mosier. A flag will come in as Mosier was down around the 21-yard line. And that flag is probably not an indication that the Governors are going to be able to use this favorably.
Yeah, I think that you got a couple of Governors on a hold, and really for Brandon, it's which one do you want to take. They definitely got one in the backfield for sure.
Holding on the 10 of the offense, that penalty is declined. The chop block on the offense, 15-yard penalty from the previous spot, second down.
So it was a hold and a chop block. They didn't say who the number was. Keenan Scott was the one on the hold, but the 15-yard penalty is the one that's enforced from the previous spot. So from 2nd and 5, it's now 2nd and 20 as they get out to around the 11-yard line. I think more is maybe half the distance to the goal instead of a 15-yard penalty. So they're going to get out to around the 11, where it's going to be 2nd down and 20 here for the Pierre Governors. Rolling to the right is Kaiser. He's going to look to roll. He's going to look to throw. The catch is made right around the original line of scrimmage. Stalley makes the catch, and it'll be 3rd down and long here for Pierre as he'll get out to around the 15-yard line. A gain of 4. And it's 3rd down and about 12. 3rd down and 13 here for 3rd down and 12 for the Governors.
And that was a kind of a design play that I was talking about, John, getting Kaiser outside on a bootleg, and Stalley was running kind of along the sideline to pick up a chunk yardage play there, and let's see if they do something similar here on 3rd down with 2 receivers to either side of Kaiser.
Kaiser drops back to pass. He'll throw the near side. Stalley will make the catch. He's out past the 20 to around the 21 or 22, right where they originally were. And it's going to bring up 4th down and long. And it's not 4th down and long, but 4th down enough. And it looks like maybe Brandon Valley's going to take a timeout because right now with 2:34, they're saying let's take a 3-touchdown lead before the half and then get a 4-touchdown lead before the Governors get the ball back.
Yep. That's good coaching there from Coach Christensen of the Brandon Valley Lynx, because you absolutely want to get as much as you can out of this 2 minutes and 34 seconds. If you can put the ball in the end zone and score here, you get the ball back at half, and you can potentially be up 4 touchdowns before the Govs even have a chance to get their hands on the football again.
So only 2:34 is left. Still 2 timeouts remaining for Brandon Valley. The Governor defense has to go to work and has to get a stop. They have to get a stop right here. A 3-touchdown lead at halftime for Brandon Valley. While Pierre was able to make a massive comeback last year, and I'm not saying that this Governor team can't do it, but last year and this year's team are 2 different teams, and you don't want to test fate a 2nd straight year against the Brandon Valley squad, especially the one with the offensive line and defensive line like this one.
Yeah, that you don't want to fall into that trap if you're the Pierre Governors. You want to get a big stop, like you said, and try and limit the damage as much as you can, kind of lick your wounds at halftime and come out and play a really solid second half.
So Jed Zabel will go back to punt the ball as he'll get the good snap, and the punt will be a nice end-over-end punt. And the fair catch, called for, caught as it is Nolan Pudwill that will catch it at the Braden Valley 44-yard line. And that's where the Lynx will take over, trying to take a 3-touchdown lead on the Pierre Governors with 2:28 to go here in the first half.
And what's going to be the recipe for success, John?
Running the football.
Oh, wow.
Well, see, and that's the thing, too, is because you've been so successful, been able to pick up big chunks with 2:28 and 2 timeouts, that's all kinds of time to go 46 yards. You don't have to have a whole bunch of passing yards here. Vescarino's got to get another handoff. He gets through that first initial tackle. Kaiser couldn't make the first tackle as he gets a gain of 9, and he's already in Pierre Governor territory at the Govs 47-yard line.
Yeah, Vescarin is just, again, he absorbed another hit, bounced off of a Governor tackler, and picked up an additional probably 3 to 4 yards after going untouched for the first 5 or 6. Again, just a tough guy to bring down, despite the fact that he's only a 5'10", 175-pound sophomore.
So it's 2nd and 1 from the 47-yard line. After that gain of 9, play action, a throw for Bonwell Whitty. He'll make the catch. The first completion is a big one for Brandon Valley out to the 20 before he's pushed out of bounds. And so after it took 6 different tries on 6 different possessions for Brandon Valley to get their first completion, and it's Bonwell Whitty that will make a big catch inside the red zone to around the 12. Or make that the 17.
Yeah, to me it looked like the Govs were kind of anticipating run there, and they were able to kind of catch the Govs backfield, linebackers and defensive backs kind of napping there as Devion Bonwell Whitty ran a slant there and went right past his man, caused a missed tackle, and picked up an additional big chunk play for the Lynx there.
Gain of 30 for Brandon Valley. Vescarino is going to be pushed back. He's going to be thrown back as he's going to get to the 15-yard line, though. Looks like still a gain of 2. He was able to pick up those two hard-fought yards to get to the 15-yard line. He's got 160 yards on 21 carries, and we're still a minute and 20 left to go in the first half.
But again, John, and this is something to keep into consideration too, this is within the range of Ryder Haas in terms of field goal range, because he's looking to possibly kick in college as well. Hit a 48-yarder earlier this year. This is scoring territory regardless of what happens for the Lynx.
Vescarino was slowed down a little bit by Lucas Chamberlain. He still gets out to around the 10-yard line, and it's 3rd down and short here. The 3rd down and 3 to the 10-yard line right now, gain of 5. And they got to get to another 3 yards here to the 7-yard line with 40 seconds to go and still 2 timeouts. They got to move a little bit quick just because they want to get a couple more plays off before the end of the half. But it is 3rd down and 3 from the 10-yard line. Dewey, handoff for Vescarino. He gets it through that first initial hit, but he's not going to get to the first down. And a timeout will be taken by Coach Christensen. He's going to get to around the 9-yard line. A gain of 1, and it's 4th down and 2 with 26 seconds to go. And do you want a 24-7 lead? Do you want a 27 or 28-7 lead more than you want a 24-7 lead? What with 26 seconds and still a timeout, 4th and 2, do you go for it here?
That's why they took the timeout. They're really going to kind of look over this and decide what's best. To me, if I'm making the calls, you've got the best offensive line in the state. If you're Brandon Valley, it's 2 yards you have to pick up. You've been doing it consistently all game long against this Governor defensive front. I would go for it if I was Coach Christensen, but maybe he's a little more conservative than I am and wants to get the points here because Haas definitely has the leg to put it through the uprights.
Well, and it was 4th and 5 when they went forward and ended up scoring a touchdown right in this same spot of the field. And so at 4th and 2 from the 9, they're going to go for it, and they're going to tip the cap to the Governors if they stop them. Otherwise, they're going to try for another 7 points here. 26 seconds to go in the half. It is 4th down and 2. We'll see if maybe the same play will come here for Thuy that they ran the first time. Following that blocker, Thuy is going to get to around the 5. Did he get enough for a first down? He did. It's a first down. The clock will stop for a moment. Christensen not quite calling the timeout yet. And it will be to the 5-yard line, and now we'll get the timeout with 20 seconds left to go as they got a gain of 4.
That was really close there. It was just kind of a battle of wills almost because Grayson Schutzel had stopped Jack Thuy right at around the 5-yard line, and it was just enough for Thuy to pick up the first down because it was right at the sticks, and it was almost a battle of wills. Like I said, you had Schutzel trying to pick up the big stop, you had Thuy trying to get the first down to extend the drive. In the end, the battle was won by the 6'2", 190-pound Thuy over Grayson Schutzel, the linebacker for Pierre, listed at 6'3", 190. So a couple 190-pound guys going at it, and the senior quarterback for Brandon Valley beats the senior middle linebacker for Pierre.
It is 21-7 with 20 seconds to go. Brandon Valley trying to make it 28-7 here at the end of the first half. They get the ball to start the second half as well. They no timeout, so if they don't get the ball in the end zone, if they don't pass it and get the ball in the end zone, they have to go very quick. But in I formation here, they're going to go play action. Thuy will throw to the corner of the end zone. The catch is made and not into the end zone. Titan Winkler was able to make a touchdown-saving tackle out of bounds at the goal line to the 1-yard line, as that was number 39 and Madden Timmer, I believe, that made the catch.
Yep, I think you're right. It was 39, not 38. 38 is listed as the starting tight end in Noah Bayless, but I think it was 39 as well. And that 39, like you said, is Madden Timmer.
So a gain of 4, and it's second down and goal from the 2-yard line, 1-yard line. They'll hand off for Thuy. He's going to dive for the end zone. He's going to get in, and Brandon Valley's got a 3-touchdown lead here in the first half with only 10 seconds to go here in this first half. And that offensive line just continues to power his way forward. 3rd touchdown now of the ball game for Veskerna.
Yeah, Veskerna just, again, running behind Jack Tews, the starting center, basically, halfback power right up the gut. And behind your center, who is a potential FCS football player at the next level, that's a pretty easy win every single time. If you are the Brandon Valley Lynx and you are the running game coordinator, you've got to be just thrilled if you are the Brandon Valley offensive coordinator or run game coordinator, because you're just tickled with how much bigger, how much stronger your guys are at the line of scrimmage compared to the Pierre Governor defensive line, and it's shown every single play thus far in this half, because like you said, Veskerna's got 171 yards, and we're not even halftime yet, John. I mean, just complete and utter domination by the Brandon Valley offensive line here in this first half.
28-7 right now. The Governors trail it. Again, Brandon Valley gets the ball to start the second half, so if Governors don't score in the next 10 seconds, they don't get that first defensive stop, they're going to be down potentially by 28. And then all of a sudden, you're starting to look at run time against the Governors. Not for the Governors, but against the Governors. So this is going to be an all-important start of the second half for the Governors to get a defensive stop. The adjustments, there's not any better in the game than what Steve Steele and the Pierre Governors have been able to do over the last, since he's taken over here in Pierre, as that one will go into the end zone for a touchback, and the Governors will have it at the 20-yard line. There's not many coaches that can adjust better than what Steve Steele and the rest of this Pierre Governor coaching staff has been able to do over the last couple of years. It feels a little bit different. It feels even different than the state championship against T-Area. It feels different than what it was against Brandon Valley last year. However, if you're going to count the Governors out at halftime down by 21, we're maybe not call you a fool, but we're pretty close to calling you a fool, because you can't count the Governors just because they're down at the end of the first half. There's going to be a throw over the middle for Jed Zabel. He's going to make the catch. He's down with 5 seconds to go. And a timeout, I believe, will be taken by Pierre, as he got to a gain of 15, a gain of 16 to the 36-yard line for Zabel.
Yeah, Zabel is not 100%. He is really limping still. I'm not sure if it's the right leg of some kind after that hit, but he hasn't been right since, probably midway through that first quarter after the punt. I think it was either the second or the third punt of the game. He came off field really limping. But a good job of converting by the Pierre Governors there, because you got an opportunity to set yourself up for kind of a Hail Mary pass here to end the first half here with 3 seconds left. And crazier things have happened. We almost saw a Hail Mary converted on this field last year when T-Area came in here. And it really just kind of ended up being a tip drill that ended up in the hands of free safety Lincoln Keenholz in the back of the end zone last year on the last Hail Mary that we saw on this field. So crazier things have happened. Game can come down to plays like this, and you just kind of hope and pray, I guess, that the ball ends up in your hands when the clock hits all zeros.
On the creative mind of Steve Steele, there is probably a lot of plays he was maybe running through in his mind to figure out what can we do to try and see before the end of the half. 3 seconds to go. Kaiser will air it downfield. He's going to overthrow everybody, and it will fall incomplete, and that will take us to the end of the first half. Brandon Valley all over the Governors right now here at the end of the first half. Well, we do have a flag. We do have a flag right now, but if it's on Brandon Valley, this half is not over. If it is on the Governors, the half will end.
And there's a Governor down right now, too.
And you can't see who it is that's on the field.
Holding on the defense. 5-yard penalty. We'll have 1 on down.
So it's a 10-yard penalty, but the Governors have to make sure that whoever it is that's on the field right now, he gets taken care of, and we'll have 1 untimed down. It's an offensive, I believe it was an offensive lineman for the Governors who is down right now.
Yeah.
Actually George Stalley is the one that's down.
Which, it was interesting that they didn't run Stalley down the field on that play, because he's one of the guys that can outrun the Brandon defense, but he stayed pretty close to the line of scrimmage on that play, and really, really tough scene to see, because he is very clearly in a lot of pain right now.
Yeah, Casey Michelson, they got the golf cart coming out here with Brian Mosier. Yeah. So they're checking on Stalley right now, making sure that he is okay. Brandon Valley trainer will make his way out there as well. And again, it's going to be an untimed down for the Governors. They'll have it at the 46-yard line. But the concern right now is that George Stalley is okay.
And
it looks more upper body for Stalley than.
That was kind of what I was thinking. I was concerned that it looked like head athletic trainer Casey Michelson's got his head right now, because she's not looking really at his hands as far as things go, but it looks like an upper body injury, but it looks like she's kind of stabilizing his neck possibly right now. I mean, we're a ways away from that, so I don't know that for certain, but that's kind of what it looks like.
Yeah, I can't, and again, it's hard to see exactly. Maybe a shoulder for Stalley right now.
Yeah, now that I see it more clearly, it does look like it's more of a shoulder.
But as he, again, it's still down the field. That shoulder is, especially for a receiver, just any time in a football game, that's hard to fight through in a football game. So we hope that he's able to return in the second half, but. The bag gets a little bit worse here for the Governors with the fact they're down by 3 scores, 28-7. But now you see Jet Zabel, who hasn't been 100%. Zayden Rouse left the game for a little while, and now Stalley continues to be checked out over on the sideline or over out in the middle of the field. Again, just the concern to make sure that he is okay before he gets up to his feet.
Yeah, and the Governor players, and now it looks like the Lynx players as well, both all kind of taking a knee and, really kind of hoping that George Stalley is going to be okay.
So we're going to take a
classy move by both teams.
And we're going to take a commercial break. We'll come back here in a minute. We'll try and update you with George Staley's injury back in a minute. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR. You're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Nystrom Electric in Pierre has been providing professional sales, service, and installation since 1977. Whether you're starting from scratch, new construction, or you're upgrading your current system at your home, farm, or office, give the professionals at Nystrom Electrical Contracting a call. They've got a lot of bright ideas. Call Nystrom today to schedule a free computer-generated estimate. The number is 224-8750, or visit their website at nystromelectric.com.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
People helping people.
Have you ever wondered what the benefits are of becoming a Owyhee Federal Credit Union member? At Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre, because at Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we treat our members like they own the place because, well, they do.
Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
Enrich your life with opportunities at Capital City Campus. DWU's Learn and Earn program. Earn money while getting your associate's degree. Licensed practical nurse. Start your nursing career in Pierre. This program has a 97% placement rate. Need to brush up on skills? Capital City Campus has a variety of online courses to choose from. From grants and low-cost loans available, we'll work with you to help make college more affordable. Call Capital City Campus today, 605-773-2160, or stay connected and check us out on Facebook. Look, it's no secret that owning a vehicle can cause a lot of stress, and they get a lot of wear and tear on them through the extreme seasons we've grown to love. Graham Tire wants you to know that you can trust them with any problem that you have with your vehicle. Their ASE certified mechanics can make your AC cool again, or even just change your oil. They can look into and fix those noises that seem to come from nowhere and have you stressed out. Bring your car to Graham Tire so they can put your mind at ease. Graham Tire, your tire store next door.
Dr. Nick and Chelsea Redeman at Floss Dentistry in Pierre is family-owned and operated. They have modern practice with skill and caring staff. They have same-day availability. Floss Dentistry is located at 603 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre with hours Monday through Thursday from 8 to 5. Give them a call at 605-224-2161 and don't put off that scheduled cleaning any longer. Floss Dentistry, 603 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre, or give Dr. Nick and Chelsea Redeman a call at 605-224-2161. We welcome you back here to Hollister Field, and we've got George Staley that will have to be put on a stretcher to take out and probably transport to the local hospital here in Avera. And Blake, you hate to see anything like this happen, regardless of sport, team, whatever it is. And you know, for you and me, we get to know a lot of these kids when they play football, baseball, basketball, hockey, all the sports that are played around here in Pierre. So it is especially tough. I know, you know, for Bob Staley, who's out there, George's dad, that's out with them right now. It's tough for us too, because these aren't just guys. I mean, you see it on TV every once in a while, and the human element comes into it. But for us and for a lot of the Pierre community, you know, George Staley is a real kid. He's a guy that you get to talk to a lot. So it's hard for us and for all the fans here to see something like this, and hopefully we hope that it's all precautionary. We're not going to speculate anything at all. He was moving his hands and his feet throughout the entire time, and they've got him on the stretcher and kind of, you know, braced him up and everything, but a tough scene here.
Yeah, like you said, we were just trying to give you the updates that we could see as far as, you know, what we could see on the field, but they did bring out the backboard, and they're wheeling him off right now. And you're right. We don't want to speculate anything. We don't want to determine what's going on there. But you know, you're right. George Staley's a great kid. I mean, one of the best kids that, you know, I've ever, you know, seen come through the Pierre program. He actually was able to play with. I think he was able to play, as a freshman on the high school baseball team. And you got to know him kind of throughout the last. I've gotten to know him the last couple of years. Really great kid, and you're right, John. It's just a tough scene to see such a good kid go down. And we obviously are hoping, praying that all of this is precautionary and that he's okay.
So, the unfortunate thing too is we've got still a football game and one more play here, the half, to get through before we get to halftime. And it is an untimed down, so Kate Kaiser with one less receiver, that's the hard part too. Is your thoughts are with George Staley right now, and that the Governors have to go play a football game and still have to. And this is a big play right here with an untimed down. It was a hold on the defense that forced this untimed down. As again, Staley is able to be put into an ambulance, and they will make their way out of Hollister Field and transport him to a local hospital, but. Now your focus has to turn into one more play right now here for the Governors to try and score and to put themselves back in a spot to be able to play, to be down by 2 touchdowns at halftime.
Yep, and that's one of the hardest things you have to do as an athlete. You kind of have to be, emotionless isn't the right word, but you kind of got to, take all of the things that just happened and kind of block it out, because you still have one more play for the 11 guys that are on the field for both sides after a situation that, really is not something that you ever want to see as far as football is concerned, or any sport for that matter.
So it is one untimed down here. 1st and 10, but it's just one play here. Final, no seconds on the clock. Kaiser will step up. He'll throw over the middle. Mosier will make the catch. He slips through one tackler. He's out of the 35-yard line, tripped up, and he couldn't maybe make that pitch back out to Keenan Scott, to Keenan Scott for the Governors. Make that tie and bust. And that will end the first half. The Governors are down 28-7 here at the end of the first half. We'll step aside for 3 minutes, come back with halftime stats. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR, watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Company is your complete transportation headquarters. Now is the time to order your new Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram vehicles, plus a good selection of quality pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles. They'll take care of you after the sale with a full-service parts and auto body shop with trained technicians, along with a friendly financing team that'll work with you to find the best deal and one that'll fit your budget. Wagner Auto is your local full-service family-owned dealership for over 115 years. WagnerAuto.com. That's WagnerAuto.com. The lawyers at the May Adam Law Firm in Pierre know how important your families are to you. If you've been putting off getting your affairs in order, know that the May Adam Law Firm is available to counsel you through your questions and help you get the documents in place so that you've made your loved ones secure. Call them at 224-8803 and they can chat with you about how to document your concerns and care for your family. We're all in this together, and the May Adam Law Firm is ready and able to help.
Sanford Health Pierre Clinic provides comprehensive and convenient care to Pierre, South Dakota, and its surrounding communities. We care for all your health needs, including preventive care, pediatric health, annual checkups, chronic disease care, and more. Schedule an appointment today at 605-224-0369. Ask about our heart health specialists. Visit this clinic on the third Wednesday every month. Sanford Health Clinic, Pierre, 605-224-0369.
When you're in the need for high-quality replacement auto parts, look no further than Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop in Pierre. Zander's has been servicing the Pierre area for over 40 years. Their professional parts techs can get you the parts you need and get you back on the road. Stop by Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop at 500 West Sioux in Pierre or call 224-9221. Zander's, your source for domestic and foreign auto parts and accessories.
As community bankers, BankWest employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere, we hope you choose BankWest. We'll be your financial partner for the long haul. helping you and your community achieve financial success. Bank West. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping wants to make it easy for you to get that lush green lawn and that yard haven that you've been dreaming of. Visit dakotasprinkler.com to make appointments for sprinkler system spring startup, service calls, fall winterization, and landscaping quotes. Trust Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping's professionals to get you through the planning and installation to make your landscaping needs a reality. Visit dakotasprinkler.com today.
As we welcome you back here, the Pierre Governors are down at the half to Brandon Valley, 28-7 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard, as it is a 21-point game here at the break. John Winkler alongside Blake Dean. And Blake, before we get into the stats here, we want to go back to George Stalley real quick. Didn't see what happened on that play, but we did see before the stretcher, everything else came out, that he was moving his arms and his legs. So we hope that that's a good sign, and that most of this is just precautionary to make sure that everything is okay. Better to be erring on the side of caution than just assuming that everything's okay without checking it all out.
Yeah, and like I said, we're really I'm shaken up by that, John. I don't know if you are or not, but just watching any kid go through that, whether they're wearing a green jersey or a white jersey tonight, let alone a kid that like you said, you and I both know really well. Tough, really tough to watch. Hard not to be affected by that. But obviously we're our thoughts and our prayers are with George and the Stalley family right now, because you hate to see any kid go through that, let alone a kid the caliber of George Stalley.
We'll go through the stats here as we start off scoring drives. The Pierre Governors threw an interception on their first drive before Brandon Valley punted the ball away. The Governors would punt back to Brandon Valley. Then it was 11-play, 78-yard drive, and a 17-yard, make that 1-yard touchdown run for Veskinder. Levi Veskinder's got 71 yards on 25 carries and 3 scores. Then the Governors turned the ball over on downs before it was a punt attempt that was a botched snap that ended up being a turnover on downs. So a 6-play, 25-yard drive resulted in a 7-yard touchdown run for Jack Dewey on a 4th and 5 that made it 14-0. The Governors had to punt the ball away again. Brandon Valley, though, was forced to punt, and Pierre was able then to take a 4-play, 54-yard drive and a 35-yard score from Cade Kaiser to Jed Zabel, made it 14-7. However, then it was a touchdown to respond on a 5-play, 54-yard drive and a 30-yard touchdown run by Veskerna. And then after the Governors punted the ball away, an 8-play, 56-yard drive and a 2-yard touchdown run by Veskerna, and makes it 28-7 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard. We talked about Veskerna. He's got 171 yards. He's got 171 of the 170 yards of rushing, with Jack Dewey having -1 rushing yard on 4 attempts, even though he's got a 7-yard touchdown run. 2 completions for Jack Dewey of 34 yards, 30 and 4 yards. Bonwell Whitty made the first catch at 30 yards. Timmer made the second catch of 4 yards. So a total of 204 yards offensively for Brandon Valley. It's 116 yards passing for Cade Kaiser, 11 of 15 with an interception and a touchdown pass. Zabel's caught 3 passes for 55 yards. Stalley had caught 5 passes for 39 yards. Twilliger with a catch of 7 yards. Brock Mosher with 2 catches for 25 yards. Offensively, on the rushing game, the Governors with Kaiser have got 29 yards on 9 carries. Zabel with that, he ends up, I guess, getting credit for an 18 yards loss on that punt attempt. And then it was 13 yards for Mosier on 4 carries, 11 yards on 3 carries for Trey Lewis. The Governors have 140 yards of total offense, so they're only down by 56 yards in total to Brandon Valley. However, the short field and the fact that Brandon Valley has been able to capitalize, difference in the ball game right now of a 3-score lead.
Yeah, and I think the big statistic that you look at in the ball game, John, is, Pierre has really kind of spread their offense around. They've gotten 116 yards of passing from Cade Kaiser, and then you look at about 40 yards of rushing as far as that goes. So, in total, about 150 yards of total offense. decently evenly split as far as, between passing and rushing. There's not a huge discrepancy. Where you see the discrepancy is in the Brandon Valley offense. They've only had 34 yards of passing and 171 yards of rushing offense, and a lot of that is the story of the ball game thus far, John, is the play in the trenches. The line of scrimmage has been dominated by Brandon Valley on both sides of the ball, and that is reflective of the scoreboard right now. 28-7 here at the half.
It is, as Blake just said, 28-7 at the half. We'll return. We'll have scores from across the state back in 3 minutes here on KSUCR and on YouTube at KSUCR Sports. We might not be the largest repair shop in town, but we take pride in what we do. We want to make the experience as painless as possible for you, so we will work with your insurance company on your claim from beginning to the end. Locally owned with 50 years combined in the shop, Wheelhouse Auto Body will take the stress off of you. Wheelhouse Auto Body at 720 North Garfield, or contact them at 605-494-0436, 605-494-0436, or wheelhouseautobody@gmail.com.
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates, at your service, at your side, with offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
The Swartz Agency, operating in the Pierre-Fort Pierre area since 2006, wants to welcome Cooper Swartz, our newest licensed agent, joining Ryan and Sylvia. Home and auto insurance, we cover it. Commercial and farm insurance, we cover it. Remember, quotes are free, and the chances are the Swartz Agency can save you money on your policy and provide the same or better coverage. Call Ryan, Sylvia, or Cooper at 224-0707. That's 224-0707. Are you building or remodeling your house? Looking for a trustworthy plumber? We all have to deal with a plumbing problem every now and then. Why not let the experts handle it for you? Contact Matt with Graves Plumbing at 222-8400. Graves Plumbing, the go-to for all your plumbing needs. Don't forget to visit them on Facebook to check out the excellent work they've done. Call Matt at Graves Plumbing today at 222-8400. That's 222-8400.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your healthcare is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
I can't believe I just scratched that car. Find my insurance card.
Dude, what do you have in this glove box? Ew, are these socks dirty?
Forget about the socks. I need my insurance card.
Just pull it up on the State Farm mobile app.
But I can do that? Oh, hey, I can do that.
Yeah, it's called service.
I can file a claim on here, too?
Yeah, it's called service.
Whoa, I can call my agent, too?
It's called service.
See the team at Potsdam State Farm or visit insuredwithbecky.com.
Back here at Hollister Field, it is 28-7 at the end of the first half as we go through scores from across the state. As we look at 11AA to start things off here, Mitchell is beating Spearfish 35-28 with 1 minute to go. Spearfish was kind of in that spot. If they were going to win out, they had a chance to be a top 2 seed, but now that might go out the window for the Spartans. Huron beating Douglas 34-7 in Douglas. Is Brandon Valley, of course, winning 28-7 right now. Watertown over Aberdeen Central 16-14 as they near the end of the third quarter. T is up 12-7 with 8 minutes to go in the third quarter over Sturgis. That is interesting of a score for T, up only by 5 against the Sturgis Scoopers. Yanked it all over Brookings 34-0 at the end of the first half. In 11A, couple of area scores. Chamberlain, they are down up by 2 start of the third quarter, 14-12 over Vermilion. In Class 11B, It is Miller Highmore Herald down 42-3 at the end of the first half to Elk Point Jefferson. Stanley County has got a huge lead on Timberlake, 36-0, 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. They're on their way to a 5-1 record, and with the final two games, they're in a good spot to maybe finish 7-1 on the year. Walls up 29-0 over Harding County Bison. Kim White Lake over Del Rapids St. Mary, 36-6 right now at the end of the first half. The top team, Warner over Hamlin, 22-13. Over that Hamlin team. That's a number 1 versus number 2 matchup. Parkston has already beaten Gregory 50-0. In Class 9A, Harriet Selby area, their 9B team, but they beat Northwestern 53-0 earlier on. Lyman is beating Bennett County 22-14 early on in the third quarter. That's again 9A versus a 9B team. Phillip over Kadoka area 27-0. That's a 9A versus 9B team, and that's over on Country 95.3. DT with a special broadcast of the Phillip Scotties as they're just about to start the second quarter, and Phillips already got a 27-0 lead on the Kadoka area Cougars. Solivia's Chargers, they're on a bye this week as they will get back into playing next Friday. Jones County is leading New Underwood 60-6 at the end of the first half, and it is Leolda Frederick area beating Potter County right now 28-19 early on in that third quarter. Faulkton area, the top team in 9B, they're still doing what Faulkton area does. They're up 40-0 at the end of the first half. DeSmet's beating Arlington 48-6 nearing the end of the third quarter. Pierre Governors down 28-7 here at the end of the third quarter, at the end of the half, going into the third quarter. And Blake, as we get set for this third quarter, what needs to be different for the Governors? What do they have to do to get back in this game and win this ball game?
Boy, you're asking a great question, John, that I don't know that I've got the answer to, because I think you said it kind of before the half and before the injury to George Stalley. I think you're absolutely right. This feels like a different beast right now for the Governors, because I don't think Coach Steele or any of the coaching staff has seen as much domination as Brandon Valley has had on both sides of the trenches. And so really at the end of the day, what it comes down to is Govs are really kind of dug themselves a hole here, and essentially it's going to be, I think the way that you get back into it is kind of like I said, get Cade Kaiser out of the pocket, let him make some throws on the run, try to design some plays that way, and potentially look at really kind of sending as many guys through the A, B, and C gaps as you can, because Brandon Valley is dominating the line of scrimmage. So if you can fill those holes with additional guys to try and stop the run and let your guys play outside one-on-one, that might give you a fighting chance at the end of the ball game.
Well, Pierre Governors down 28-7 at the end of the first half. We will step aside, come back in 3 minutes with the start of the second half after this here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Peterson LLP has been your local CPA firm for over 40 years, offering tax preparation, bookkeeping, payroll, and consulting services. If your business, farm, or ranch needs professional, accurate, and reliable services, we are your firm. Our clients are our #1 priority. If you need a higher level of accounting service, give us a call at 605-224-5828. That's Stolken Peterson LLP, 222 East Missouri Avenue in Pierre.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
We all have had to fix little things. Loose screw? Get a screwdriver. Nail coming up? Find a hammer. Bolt coming loose? Get some wrenches. Sometimes these little things tend to make us think we can fix big things. Plug drain? Call Allied Plumbing. Water heater leaking? Call Allied Plumbing. Sewer backed up? Trust me, leave it to the professionals and rely on your ally. Call Allied Plumbing. With 75 years of combined experience, it speaks for itself. Allied Plumbing, 494-2001.
Hello, I'm Pastor Jeff Lathrop of Pierre First United Methodist Church, and I'd like to invite you to join us in person for worship on Sunday mornings at 8:30 a.m. or 11 a.m. You can also join us on Facebook Live or on KCCR 1240 AM or 98.9 FM for our Sunday morning broadcast at 11 a.m. Come worship with us at First United Methodist Church, where you will find open hearts, open minds, and open doors.
Let Country Carpet and Flooring help you update your home or office with the latest fashion trends. With over 30 years of experience, we can help you find the right flooring or window treatments for your needs. Stop down to 414 East Sioux Avenue or call for an appointment at 224-9297 for your free consultation and estimate. Go Govs!
At Anderson Rumpke Dental, we want to change the way your family views the dentist. Let's replace your fear of the dental chair with personal service and a friendly and inviting atmosphere. Using state-of-the-art technology, we offer same-day crowns, saving you time and money, as well as dental implants, orthodontics, veneers, teeth whitening, and much more. Anderson Rumpke Dental, located at 1521 North Harrison Avenue in Pierre. At Anderson Rumpke Dental, we also offer sedation dentistry. If you like the idea of getting all your dental work done while you sleep, sedation dentistry might be right for you. Anderson Rumpke Dental. Call us today at 224-6111.
As we welcome you back here to start the third quarter, Pierre Governors will kick the ball away. Ryan Berry will be the one kicking the ball away here for the Governors, as it had been George Stalley. Jed Zabel part of it too, but Stalley obviously won't play the rest of this game, and Zabel kind of dealing with a little bit of an injury so as well. He's been banged up, so Berry will kick this one away. It'll be a kick out to the 25-yard line to be taken by the Lynx. Out to the 35 where he's going to be wrapped up, and Brandon Valley will start at their own 35 here to start this second half, and this is a big, big drive right away here for this Governor defense to try and get a stop.
Yeah, and Brandon's just going to run power and continue to run power and give the ball to Levi Veskerna and make the Gov stop it. And like I said, maybe they try and send a few extra guys through the gaps and just try and stop it and let everybody else play one-on-one man coverage. But it'd be interesting to see what they do as Brandon Valley comes in with a heavy package on first down.
This will be a toss in the backfield for Veskerna, and he's going to have himself a good gain on first down as he gets out to around the 42-yard line, 43, a gain of 8. On that first down run, he's got 178 yards, already 26 carries, 25 carries in that first half. That is, if things don't go for them to bring the second string offense, he's on pace for 50 carries by the end of the night. That's a lot of work for a running back.
Yeah, that's a lot of tread on the tires for the sophomore.
We'll shift the tight ends over to the left side here for the Brandon Valley Lynx. Toss right side for Veskerna. That's a face mask that will go undetected by the officials. And it's still going to be a first down to a gain of about 4 to the 47-yard line. And the Governors got away with one because that was, from our angle, very, very much a face mask.
Absolutely. I was really surprised we didn't see a yellow hanky on the field there because, and granted, we have a different vantage point up here than the officials do on the field, but it was very, very clear to us that a green hand ended up on the face mask of a guy wearing white.
There'll be another handoff here. Veskerna's got another first down as he stays on his feet. He's out to the 35-yard line as Carson Stosher and Lucas Chamberlain have to bring him down to the 35, and they're in Pierre Governor territory. A big first down run for Veskerna to pick up another first down.
Yeah, and again, he may only be 175 pounds, but the dude is just slippery as all get out because he, got away from a Governor tackler and sprinted up the sideline for an additional 10, 15 yards after that play, making it 1st and 10 for Brandon Valley from the Pier 35.
That was a gain of 18, 200 yards rushing now for Veskerna, and he's got the handoff again. Guy doesn't wear out either. That's the other thing, too, is that he's got now his 29th carry, a gain of about 3, and he is not getting tired at all. He is not. They don't sub anybody and bring anybody else in this ball game for Veskerna. He just stays in there and continues to pound the football.
Yeah, and goes to show the mark of a good running back is, he's obviously got a lot of endurance, doesn't get tired, and continues to churn those legs for positive yardage. and you're going to get at least 2 or 3 every play behind the Brandon Valley offensive line.
And just a sophomore to boot for Veskerna. He's going to be met on the left side this time, and he's going to be driven down. There is no gain, and it's 3rd down and 7 from the 32-yard line. This is a big 3rd down here for the Governors.
It is big 3rd down. I was just going to mention, John, if you're Jack Thuy, you've got to be, probably one of the happiest quarterbacks in South Dakota high school football, because with as big an offensive line as you do, game plan most nights is going to be, well, I'm going to turn around and hand the ball off to the sophomore and let him do the work and pick up the chunk yardage.
Everybody will shift to the right side of the line here for Brandon Valley. 3rd down and 7 from the 32. A handoff again for Veskerna. He's got a big hole left side. There he goes out to the 10. Stiff arm Stosher. He's out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. And where you thought they were going to pass the football, a handoff goes left side, and it's going to be a big 1st down for Veskerna to the 5-yard line. A gain of 27, and it's 1st and goal.
Yeah, and that's just a missed assignment there by a Governor linebacker. I don't know if it was Lucas Chamberlain or not, but whoever it was, Govs had that play dead to rights because whoever the linebacker was sitting right in the hole, and I don't know if he just lost where the ball was because Veskerna ran basically right past him and picked up a huge chunk.
Veskerna will fake the handoff to Thuy, who was looking to pass. There's a weird play action type play for the Brandon Valley Lynx, and so he'll get a gain of about 4 or 5 to the 1-yard line, and it's going to be 2nd down and goal from the 1. I call for the 2-yard line. Still going to get those 2 yards.
Yeah, it's definitely 2nd and 2, but behind the line of the Lynx, that 2 yards is easier than most plays, I guess I should say.
That time they didn't get that 2 yards. It's going to be 3rd down and goal here. I believe they're going to get him at the 1-yard line, so they pick up a yard to bring up 3rd and goal from the 1. And now let's see if the Governors can make 2 big stops here, because I don't think they're going to, if they don't pick it up on 3rd and goal for the 1, I don't know why you'd send the field goal unit out. You try and go on 4th and goal. So the Govs need 2 big stops here from the 1-yard line. Otherwise, it would be a 4-touchdown advantage for Brandon Valley. Dewey goes from under center, I formation. 2 guys move to the right side of the line. Veskerna get the handoff, and the Governors stop him at 3rd and goal, and it's going to be 4th and goal from the 1-yard line. No gain for Veskerna, and here is the Governors' chance to stand tall and shift a little bit of the momentum to the Governors' side.
Yeah, big stand there by the Governor defensive line. Keeping Veskerna out of the end zone there on a power play right up the gut. Brings up 4th down and 1 yard for the Lynx here. John, I will make a bet with you, $10 that they run the ball right here.
I'm not taking that bet, but if they don't, I'll get to those $10. They're going to toss it to Veskerna at the goal line. He is stopped. The Governors pick up a goal line stand, and Pierre will take over at their own 1-yard line. Now a 99-yard drive could really turn the momentum back in your favor.
Yeah, huge stand there by the Governor defense. Don't know who made that play. It was possibly Emmett Anderson or Titan Winkler, because I'm pretty sure I saw 1 on the jersey of the tackler there for the green and white. But I don't lose out on my $10 because they did run the ball. I didn't say they were going to score, but they did run the ball there. So, but you're right, John. Govs, regardless, have to go 99 yards to turn this thing around and put the ball in the end zone.
Kaiser will look to pass here on 1st and 10 from the 1-yard line. Mosier makes the catch. He was wide open. He is dropped right at the 24-yard line. A gain of 23. Making out to the 25. A gain of 24 for Brock Mosier. The Governors are in business.
Yeah. Seam pattern run there by Brock Mosier, the starting tailback for the Govs, and just kind of found the soft space in the zone, and Kaiser hit him right at the 25 for a big pickup and gives the Govs some breathing room here.
So 1st and 10 for the 25, 6:50 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Kaiser, he'll roll to his left. He's looking to throw on the run. He will throw. Looking, there is maybe a possible hole. The Governor fans are looking for a flag, tie, and bus. Unable to make the catch, and a 2nd down and 10. And the Governor faithful very clearly not happy with the no call on that throw.
Yeah, good job of defense there by the safety, number 29, Drake Jelima, on Tyan Buss there and took him to the ground and potentially could have gotten away with a pass interference there, but, there's also the ruling, is that a catchable ball?
Kaiser looking to pass again, throws over the middle, looking for Mosier. He's able to break up the potential interception as number 17, Nolan Pudwill, had his hands on it, and Mosier, whether he realized it or not, undercut Pudwill and made him drop the football, and it's now 3rd down and 10 from the 25, and right after the Governor's 24-yard gain, all of a sudden you're forced to 3rd and long here in your own territory.
Yeah, a couple of balls there from Kaiser, one that was maybe just about a step too far out in front of Tyan Buss, and the other one, just kind of sailed over the top of Mosier there, making it 3rd and 10 here for the Govs.
Kaiser will roll to his right. Now he's going to roll back to his left. Pocket collapsing. He is going to go down. It's going to be 4th down. He is also slow to get up. His ankle kind of rolled a little bit. And it'll be 4th down and long, and the Governors will have to punt the ball away.
Yeah, Kaiser's leg just kind of got up under him when he was trying to make a play and avoid the Brandon Valley defenders. Looked like it was probably an ankle there. Obviously don't want to speculate. Definitely a lower body injury, though. Big loss and big momentum shifter right back into the hands of the Brandon Valley Lynx, and they will take over likely in Pierre territory unless Jet Zabel absolutely booms one here.
From his own end zone, he's got to punt the ball away. He does get it away. Nice punt. It'll back up to the 47, 48-yard line. The catch by Pudwill. And so Brandon Valley will have it back in Pierre Governor territory at the 47-yard line to start their next drive. And the Lynx all of a sudden, well, I shouldn't say all of a sudden because they had their chance to go up by 4 scores and still lead at 28-7 with 6:06 to go here on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard.
Yep, and they're going to come out with a couple of receivers this time. Pretty unusual there for the Lynx. You don't often see, or we haven't, I guess, seen Bonwell Liddy and Delaney on the field at the same time.
So it'll be a handoff. Veskerna again. He's hit hard at the 45-yard line. A gain of 2. Titan Winkler comes in and lays the boob on Veskerna for just a gain of 2. And that last drive for Veskerna himself, he had 10 rushes on the 10-play drive. He ran the ball all 10 times. They didn't get in. So he's already run the ball 11 times, 36 carries now in the game for 236 yards for Veskerna. He is, at some point, he's no longer a workhorse. So I don't even know, he's just a machine at this point if he's going to continue to get the ball. From the shotgun, Thuy will look to pass. He'll throw. That throw is low. That'll be incomplete. Trey Lewis laid the hit on number 44 and Micah Nelson, and he is slow to get up, and it'll be 3rd down here for the Brandon Valley Lynx, 3rd and 8 from the 45-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like Nelson was going to catch the ball, and Lewis did the right thing, just went in to make the tackle, and that's a bang play. Thankfully, and for the Lynx, and it'll either be another run here or a pass. Play action.
Play action, Thuy. He's going to try and avoid a sack, but Bucci's going to get to him. Elijah Bucci with the sack back to the Brandon Valley 49-yard line, and it will be a loss and a punt upcoming here for the Brandon Valley Lynx.
Yeah, good job by the Governor pass rush to finally break through the impenetrable wall that is the Brandon Valley offensive line there, because they had 3 guys in the backfield on that play-action pass. Just maybe miscommunication there from the Brandon Valley offensive line, but Governor defense finally get home, and they force a 3-and-out for the first time, I think, all game that they've forced a 3-and-out. Not that they haven't forced a punt by Brandon Valley, but I think it's the first 3-and-out that the Governors have forced thus far.
Fair catch call for, caught by Trey Lewis at around the 22-yard line, and it'll be the Governors that will take over after a punt, the 3rd punt of the day for Brandon Valley. But as Blake just mentioned, it was the first 3-and-out by the Brandon Valley Lynx, and another defensive stop at some point here, 4:36 to go in the third quarter. Governor offense, they can't afford to have empty possessions anymore. They've got to find ways to score points. Down by 3 touchdowns here with 4:36 to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, you can't have any more empty possessions if you're the Pierre Governors. You got to. It's almost becoming score-stop territory here for the Govs.
Kaiser rolling to his right. He's going to try and get some positive yards, but he is going to be forced out of bounds at the 20-yard line, and it's going to be a loss of at least 1. They're going to spot him at the 19-yard line, so a loss of 2 on that run from Kaiser.
And I think you've had some success with the pass. Why not put the ball in Cade Kaiser's hands and let him throw for a little bit? They've had some success kind of picking on the weak spots of the Brandon Valley defense with the passing attack, have the Govs, and maybe it's time to air it out a little bit.
Kaiser back to pass again here on 2nd down and 12. He'll throw. That was behind Cooper Terwilliger, and then it was also behind Ty and Bus after it was tipped by Terwilliger, and it's now 3rd down and 12, 3rd down and 13 here for the Governors.
Yeah, another kind of tweener ball from Kaiser that he, threw it behind Terwilliger, and then it ended up going behind Bus. Both of them potentially had a chance to make the catch, but the ball falls harmlessly to the natural grass here at Hollister Field, bringing up 3rd down and 11, 12, 3rd and 12 officially for the Govs.
Around the 19-yard line here for Pierre. They've got to get all the way out to the 22-yard line. Looking downfield for Zabel. Jump ball. He makes the catch. Stays on his feet. He's past the 50, the 45, and a 1st down for the Governors. And again, Zabel is slow to get up as he is dealing with he is playing hurt right now for the Governors, but a big throw from Kaiser from the 19-yard line out to the Brandon Valley 44-yard line.
And when you've got Jet Zabel on your team, that's almost what you have to do every single time. Is if you see him that he's got one-on-one coverage, just throw it up to big number 12 and let him make a play, because there's a reason he's going to play college football at the next level for the North Dakota State Bison.
92 yards receiving now for Zabel on 4 catches. Kaiser, he runs right up the middle of the pocket. So he'll get himself out to the 40, 39-yard line, and it's going to be 2nd down and manageable here. Gain of 4 for Cade Kaiser, and the 2nd down and 6. Gain of 4 and 2nd down and 6 here for the Governors.
And it looked like Kaiser was staring Zabel down the whole way, and the Lynx did a good job of covering him up. And so when that read wasn't there, Kaiser just kind of took off and scampered up the middle for a gain of 4.
3 receivers here on the near side. Kaiser looking to pass as he'll look over the middle. The throw is behind Terwilliger, and that's going to fall incomplete. And it's 2nd down, make that 3rd down and 6 now here for the Governors. With 3:27 to go here in the third quarter, Pierre is still down 28-7 on the American Family Insurance Brandon Schoffelbein scoreboard.
Now that you're in Brandon Valley territory, though, I think this is 4-down territory at this point, John, because they've been successful with the pass. I think you keep trying to dial up some different combinations and get one-on-one coverage, and Zabel's got one-on-one on the outside right now.
As Kaiser, we get a false start penalty on the Governors. Pierre wasn't even ready for the snap yet, and Jacob Mickinen is called for the false start penalty. It's going to be 3rd down and 11 now here for Pierre from the 45-yard line with 3:27 to go.
But I don't think that 5 yards necessarily changes your play call, though, John, which is kind of the beauty behind the disguise. There is, it may not be the worst thing in the world that it's only a 5-yard penalty, because I think play call maybe remain the same here.
Kaiser steps out of the pocket, breaks free, steps behind a tackler, and then he goes down at the 40-yard line. He picked up those 5 yards back, and it's 4th down and 6 here from the 40-yard line. And then here will the Governors, and also you're down by 3 touchdowns with 3 minutes to go.
Yep.
You just can't afford to keep putting the ball away at all, and especially, as you mentioned, in Brandon Valley territory, you just got to go for it here from the 40-yard line.
Yep. This is 4-down territory. I would be shocked if we see Cade Kaiser do some sort of a pooch punt here, because this is 4-down territory. You gotta you got to put the ball in the end zone, or at the very least get the ball past the sticks and keep this drive alive if you're Steve Steele and this Governor offensive coaching staff.
Play clock down to 3, down to 2. Kaiser will get the snap off. He's looking to pass, but he is going to be sacked. He is thrown back as he's going to fall back at the 50-yard line. The Governor quarterback has taken a beating here tonight. This Governor offense has been unable to fully find rhythm tonight. Ends up being a loss of 10, and it's 1st and 10 at the 50 for Brandon Valley.
Yeah, and Gunnar Swift just came up the middle there and ended any hope that the Governors were going to be able to claw their way back into this ball game, because he came through the A-gap unblocked and basically had a free shot right at Cade Kaiser.
Handoff for Veskerna again. He'll get around to the 47-yard line, 46-yard line. Gain of about 4, and it's going to be 2nd down and 6. 240 yards on 37 carries for Veskerna, and they've still got 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter.
Yeah, just keep handing the ball off to the guy who shows that he is never tired, and keep slogging behind the best offensive line, the biggest offensive line in the state. Recipe for success that has continued to work all night long.
And goes in motion across that far side of the line. Dewey will look to pass over there. It's going to be a low throw. The catch is going to be made at the 44, a gain of just 2.
By Delaney.
Delaney makes his first catch of the day, and only the 3rd reception. It's 3 for 9 of 36 yards for Dewey. The Governor pass defense has been good tonight, been able to break up a couple passes and just force Dewey to make some throws that have misfired, and only 3 catches or 3 completions of 36 yards right now. Delaney with his first of just 2 yards, and it's 3rd down and 4 from the 44-yard line. Little toss for Veskerna here right side. He gets to the sticks. He's got a 1st down as he gets to around the 38-yard line where they will spot him. And it's a gain of 7 and a 1st down for Brandon Valley.
Man, Levi Veskerna, I was, earlier on in the game, I was going, okay, sophomore kid running behind the best offensive line in the state. This is all stats that are going to be inflated by the Brandon Valley offensive line. But this kid has carried the ball almost 40 times tonight, and he continues to push forward for positive yardage. Picked up another 5 or 6 there. Looked like they're going to officially call it a gain of 4. But he is bar none your player of the game at this point. He has been phenomenal for the Brandon Valley Lynx. And I think on top of that, you give a T-shirt not only to him, but to every single member of the Brandon Valley offensive line.
Well, it is going to take us to the end of the third quarter with the Pierre Governors down 28-7 to the Brandon Valley Lynx. We'll return in a minute with the fourth quarter. You listen to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR, watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
South Dakotans, due to the recent flood, hail, and windstorms, many of you have damage and are in need of making repairs. When it comes to making the decision of who to hire to complete the repairs, you should always check with the Department of Revenue to ensure they're licensed to do business in South Dakota. And you should check with Consumer Protection to see if any complaints have been filed against the company. And finally, never sign anything until you read all the details. Rule of thumb, when someone knocks on your door to sell you a product or service, they need to provide you with a 3-day right to cancel. Go to consumersd.gov and look under transient vendors or call 800-300-1986.
Since 1906, Dakota Prairie Bank has served Presho, Draper, and the Fort Pierre communities. Dakota Prairie Bank is a full-service bank with friendly, professional service. Stop in and visit with their professional staff and let them assist you in all your banking needs. Small enough to know you, large enough to offer the services you need. Dakota Prairie Bank with locations in Presho, Draper, and Fort Pierre. Member FDIC.
You're listening to KCCR Pierre, a Riverfront broadcasting station, as we welcome you back here to Hollister Field with Jen Hanna back at the station. John Wickler alongside Blake Dean as we head to the fourth quarter. Pierre Governors down 28-7 on the American Family Insurance Brady Shuffle by scoreboard. Second down and 6, a toss play for Veskerna. They'll go with the low reverse, as it will be Delaney that will get to the far side of the field. He'll get to the 10, to the 5, near the pylon. He is out of bounds before he got to the end zone, but it was a huge run for Landon Delaney, the first official run besides Jack Thuy running the football that isn't
Levi Veskerna.
Yeah, Veskerna has just run the ball like crazy, but this time Delaney, who got the pitch or got the toss, they weren't ready for that reverse to come the other way, and they go all the way down the 1-yard line.
Yeah, and that's just getting Landon Delaney out in space because, like I said, he's a junior this year, but he is the defending 200-meter champion in the state of South Dakota, Class 11 AA, or in Class AA, I guess I should say, as Veskerna takes that handoff and does not get into the end zone, gets back to the line of scrimmage. Chance Sarda on the stop for the Govs. But 2nd and 1 here for the Lynx with 11:30 and rolling here in quarter number 4.
So it is 2nd and goal. The Governors were down here last time on the other side of the field and had to get a couple of big stops. They did so to keep themselves down 3 scores, but now they've got to do it again, still down by 3 scores. There's a pistol formation now. Veskerna in the backfield. Snap, and Thuy will look to pass. A throw, that's going to be incomplete as Carson Stocher was in coverage of Landon Delaney, and it is now 3rd down and goal from around the 1-yard line. 11:02 left to go, and Blake, you mentioned too about giving credit to Veskerna. There's at some point, at one point to this game, you went from giving all the credit to the offensive line to this saying, okay, not that the offensive line doesn't deserve credit, but Veskerna deserves a lot of credit for what he's been able to do, and I think he's kind of showing. Was that a tripping penalty, or they see illegal shift?
I missed it.
I thought I heard maybe an illegal trip, but then maybe it's illegal shift.
It probably was illegal shift, yeah.
And I think a tripping penalty ends up being 15 yards.
Okay.
So illegal shift that will back them up. It'll be at the 7-yard line. So it was actually for one of the few times Veskerna lost a yard on that 1st down carry, and now it's 2nd down and goal from the 7-yard line. And that'll give a little bit extra space here for maybe Veskerna to try and go to work for his 4th touchdown carry. As he gets the handoff here, he's powering his way for that offensive line, trying to push him in to the goal line. He is not there yet. He's down at the 1-yard line. Picks up 6 yards. And it's now 3rd and goal from the 1. Maybe at the 2-yard line where they're going to spot him. Maybe it looks like maybe the 1. And so it is 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line.
Yeah, long one, short 2 here for the Lynx, and again, 5-yard penalty. Veskerna is able to pick up 4 right back, and big time 3rd down conversion here for the Govs, and let's hope that they can hold them again down here near the goal line.
Thuy from under center, a toss play for Veskerna. He gets to the goal line, he's in, but there is a flag that is down. So the touchdown right now, but there is a flag right at that line of scrimmage, which usually leads to a hold of some kind that will take the touchdown off the board. Lucas Feldkamp, the 6'5", 280-pound junior left tackle, gets called for the hold. And it will be now all the way back outside the 10-yard line. And they're going to spot at the 12, and it's still 3rd down and goal from the 12-yard line here for Brandon Valley. The only thing that the Governors are getting some help not giving up a touchdown. However, it's taking more time off the clock. There's 10:25 to go in the 4th quarter, and Pierre still is going to find 3 scores. Outscore Brandon Valley by 3 scores. Thuy will float one to the end zone to the corner. It is Bonwell Whitty to make the catch. He is inbounds, and a touchdown for Brandon Valley. Bonwell Whitty, there's a flag that comes in again. Is this going to be, it was a flag that came in at the end of the play, I believe. It might be a taunt against Brandon Valley, and the touchdown will still stand. Right now it's a 12-yard touchdown reception for Bonwell Whitty.
Yeah. Let's see what the official has to say first.
Yeah, he's pointing and asking if he wants on the try or the kickoff to the Governor's sideline.
Sportsmanlike conduct, number 64, the offense. Touchdown is good. Penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
Sophomore Hudson Parliament gets called for the unsportsmanlike conduct, but Bonwell Whitty makes a 12-yard touchdown reception, 48 yards on 4 of 11 passing for Jack Thuey, and he has not had to throw the ball much tonight for Brandon Valley to have success, but he gets on the score sheet with a touchdown throw. That time, extra point is good, and it's 35-7. Brandon Valley leads Pierre with 10:19 to go here in the fourth quarter. Back in 30 seconds, you're listening to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR, watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Why am I so sore? There are everyday moments.
Hey, hold the ladder! Hold the ladder!
Yeah, that hurt. And there are epic moments.
Slide! College! Class of 1995!
When a moment creates a health need, visit the experts at Avera Orthopedics. We're moving health forward so you can tell the story. Learn more at avera.org/orthopedics.
So it's an 8-play drive that ended up with a 12-yard touchdown catch from Jack Thuey to Bonwell Whitty. And it is Devion Bonwell Whitty to get his second catch. 42 yards on 2 catches for Bonwell Whitty. And Jack Thuey, who has not had to throw the ball a lot, has given Brandon Valley now a 35-7 lead with only 10:19 to go here in the fourth quarter. And Pierre is getting farther down, trying to make a monumental comeback here with only 10 minutes to go. Kickoff will come for the 25-yard line after the unsportsmanlike penalty, taunting penalty, that the ball will bounce its way down the sideline. It stays in play at the around the 15-yard line. Lewis goes from the near side. He is wrapped up, and I don't believe he got wrapped up by the face mask. It was right around the shoulder when he got pulled back. That it looked awkward. It looked dangerous, but I believe it was a good tackle, and it just looked like it should have been a penalty, but it wasn't as he gets out to the 27-yard line.
Yeah, just what looked like an aggressive tackle there from the Brandon Valley Special Teams unit. It looked clean to us, even though it looked aggressive from our angle.
Here is Cade Kaiser. He's going to flip it over to Brock Mosher. Make sure he stayed behind him, and Mosher is able to stays in bounds. He's out to the 35-yard line as he gets a gain of 8, and it's going to be 2nd and 2. And that was make that gain of 7. And Kaiser was almost going down by the time he flipped that over and pitched it over to Brock Mosher.
Yeah, good job of awareness there by Cade Kaiser.
It'll be Mosher, the handoff here on 2nd down and 3. He's going to get to the 35-yard line this time, maybe to the 36. And they'll go. It'll end up a gain of about 2 to make it 3rd down and a short 2 and a long 1.
Yeah. Yeah, officially 3rd and 2, but it's kind of right between the 1 and the 2.
Kaiser. And again, looking for that opportunity to maybe make a pitch, but he's going to get a 1st down as he gets those 2 yards that he needed. And he gets out to around the 37-yard line, make that the 38-yard line. And the Govs have a fresh set of downs with 9:11 to go and counting here the fourth quarter. Down 35-7 on the American Family Insurance Brady Shuffle by scoreboard. It's been a long time since we've called a Governor loss, dating all the way back to 2021, as Trey Lewis will get the handoff. He'll spin off the tackler. There's one of the best runs the Governors have had all night as Lewis gets out to the 47-yard line in Brandon Valley territory. Gain of about 13, 14 yards for Trey Lewis.
Yeah, Trey Lewis is kind of the explosive running back that the Governors employ, and he was able to kind of dart through the line of scrimmage and pick up a nice chunk play there.
Lewis again a handoff as he'll get to the line of scrimmage. He'll go down for maybe a gain of 1 to the 46. And it's 2nd down and 9 here for Pierre. Brookings was the last team back in 2021 to knock off the Governors in a Week 9 matchup, a Thursday night game, before the Governors end up going on to, of course, winning their 5th of 6 straight state championships. That'll be a false start penalty against the Governors. That will back them up. Be 2nd down and 14 now for Pierre.
Ball start, 73 of the offense. Remain second down.
It is Matthew Brewer that gets called for the false start penalty. Zayden Rounds did come back in the game, and good that he was able to return as he left earlier in this ball game. 8:13 left to go. Play action. Kaiser rolling to the right. He will throw, looking for maybe a dump off for Cooper Terwilliger, and he wasn't looking for the ball. Ended up being broken up and was nearly intercepted by Drake Jellema. And it's 3rd down and 14 from the Governor 49.
Yeah, just another nice job. They were trying to get Kaiser out on the bootleg to the near sideline, and like you said, I think he was looking for Terwilliger, and Terwilliger was not looking for the ball, and Jellema almost came up with the game-sealing interception if this game isn't over already.
Okay, Kaiser, empty backfield here for the Governors. 2 receivers on each side. He'll step back in the pocket. Now he's rolling to his right. As the pocket is collapsing, he's rolling to the right. He'll throw the ball as tipped up in the air. It's going to fall incomplete, and it'll be 4th down. Keenan Scott was the closest receiver to it after it was tipped, but I don't believe Scott was the intended receiver to begin with. And it will be 4th down and 14. And the Governors are going to punt the ball away with 7:58 to go here in the 4th quarter.
Yep, and like you said, Kaiser was out on the roll looking for a receiver downfield, and it ended up falling closest to Keenan Scott, but he was definitely not the intended target because he was well short of the sticks coming through on an in route, and Kaiser was looking a little bit deeper down the field.
Zabel will punt this one away. Spiraling punt that will bounce and will get closer to the 10-yard line before it takes a Brandon Valley hop. And it'll be down around the 12-yard line for the Lynx to take over. And for Brandon Valley, they're now 7:48 to go, and they have a chance to knock off the Governors and their potential undefeated season. Brandon Valley would go with a 4th straight win to put them at 4-2 after dropping the first 2 games in the final couple plays of the game to go 0-2. They've won their last 3 and now have dominated, especially Levi Veskerna with his 256 yards on 41 carries. He's just been dominating all night. This will be the right side on the far side of the field. There's a big hit.
New running back in the game for the Brandon Valley Lynx there. That was 34, Gus Scott, junior running back.
So Gus Scott, Veskerna doesn't. A penalty against the Brandon Valley Lynx that drops them back. So Gus Scott, who got a 1st down for a moment, does not get the 1st down. But that might be the end of the night for Veskerna, who will finish with 256 yards on the ground on 41 carries. 3 touchdowns. And he finished with 16 carries in this second half. And he's not even going to play the second half of the 4th quarter. From under center, the handoff for Scott. And no gain. Maybe a gain of 1 or 2 for Scott. And it's going to be 2nd down and about 13 here for Brandon Valley.
Yeah, just a couple of yards there for Scott, but more importantly for the Lynx, the clock keeps slowly trickling away. Just under 7 minutes here in the ball game, with it being 2nd and 14.
Coach Christensen, they can't get the play into to Jack Thuy, so play clock still not under 10 seconds. Now it is under 10 with 6:40 left to go here in the 4th quarter. Governors down 35-7. Play clock is under 4, down to 3. And the snap and play action here for Thuy. Bucci was trying to come off the edge. It's going to be up in the air, and Schonsberg makes a nice play to take the pass away from Landon Delaney, and it'll bring up 3rd down here for Brandon Valley, 3rd and about 14.
Yeah, Delaney was running a post route, and Schonsberg kind of broke on it late and came in right at the last second, deflected the ball away. Great pass breakup by the future Minnesota State Maverick.
6:31 left to go here in the 3rd quarter, and a timeout will be taken by Coach Christensen. The Governors are now 35-7 here on the American Family Insurance Brady Shuffle by a scoreboard. We'll step aside for 30 seconds. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR. Watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
AGE Corporation's Contractors and Crane Service is a proud supporter of Pierre Governor Athletics. For almost 60 years, AGE has been building South Dakota. For all your site work construction and crane work needs this season, AGE is here to help. Give them a call. AGE Corporation and Crane Service, 223-2732. That's 223-2732. AGE, proud supporters of local sports.
35-7 with 6:31 to go here in the fourth quarter. And a rare game where the Pierre Governors are not even in the ball game when it comes down to the final couple minutes. Every game that they've lost over the last couple of years, Harrisburg maybe back in 2021, that first game, there's not been many times that the Governors have been out of a game when it comes down to the final couple plays, but here in the last 6:31, it's going to take a lot for the Governors to make a comeback in this contest. But it is third down. If they can get a stop here, get back the offense on the field. A handoff, a draw play as it'll come over, and boy, that was very close to a face mask penalty, but Tyne Winkler was able to bring down Gus Scott, and it will bring out fourth down as he got to the 11-yard line. Gain of a couple for Scott, and that will bring up fourth down.
Yeah, I was thinking either a horse collar tackle or a face mask. You're right, John, but Winkler was able to wrap up and do his job, get Scott on the ground, and force the Brandon Valley offense to punt the ball away with under 6 minutes to go here.
We've got everybody spread out here for Brandon Valley on the punt attempt. As Haas is back in his own end zone, he'll punt it away. A spiraling punt up in the air, and Trey Lewis will call for the fair catch. He'll make it at the 44-yard line, 43-yard line. And the Governors will have it in Brandon Valley territory with 5:43 left to go.
Looked like there was a penalty marker that came down at about the 20-yard line. We'll hear from the official here.
75 of the kicking team. Penalty, first down, 2.
So instead of being at the 43, the Governors will have the ball all the way up to the 28-yard line, if my math is correct. The 15-yard penalty.
I just watch where the officials spot the ball at. And 29.
29, so maybe it was at the 44 and got to the 29. So, at 43 and 28, that was right, but 44 and 29 is the official marking of where the football is.
Tomato, tomato.
That's right. 5:43 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Governors are down 35-7. Kaiser will roll to his right. He's going to take a hit to make a throw. The catch is going to be made as it's going to be Cooper Terwilliger to make the catch as he gets out to the 20-yard line. Kaiser again took a shot as he made that throw to Terwilliger. Gain of 9 for Cooper Terwilliger.
Yeah, the heat's been in Cade Kaiser's face all night long. Like you said, took a shot there. He was able to hit Cooper Terwilliger in stride there for a 9-yard pickup. But still 2nd and 1 for the Govs, unable to pick up the first down despite Kaiser really taking a big shot there.
It'll be a handoff here for Trey Lewis. He was hit at the line. He tried to dive his way for the 19. He might be just about a half a yard short. They're going to say no gain. And it's going to be 3rd down and 1 here for the Governors.
Big stop by the Brandon Valley defensive line. And again, just going back to the way that Brandon Valley won this game was in the trenches. I mean, both the offensive and defensive lines have really, really caused problems for the Govs. And right there it showed because it looked like Trey Lewis was going to pick up a first down pretty easily, and he was stopped right in his tracks.
Here is Kaiser. He'll flip that one. That's going to actually be caught by Brock Mosier, but he's going to lose yards back to the 24. Because Kaiser is behind the line, that throw could be made. Once he got past the line of scrimmage, it would have been different, but he's going to be back at the 25, a loss of 5 on that throw to Mosier.
Yep, tough sledding there for Kaiser. Like you said, tried to pick something up there and make something out of nothing because once again, He had a couple of links right in his face, and a great job by the Brandon Valley defensive line and the linebackers.
4th down for Pierre, looking for Zabel to the corner of the end zone, floats it up, and Zabel makes the catch. He stays in bounds. That's a touchdown. Zabel's got his second touchdown reception with 3:53 left to go. A 25-yard catch by Zabel, and Pierre is down 35-13.
Yeah, nice catch by Zabel. He just kind of ran right past the Brandon Valley defender in Ryland Carroll, the corner, and putting a corner on Jet Zabel is going to be a bad situation every single time.
So on for the extra point is Ryan Berry to make this a 35-14 game. High snap, Kaiser's able to pull it down, and Berry's extra point is straight through the uprights, and it is 35-14 with 3:53 to go here in the 4th quarter. Back in 30 seconds, you're listening to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR, watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Vertical Electric has a long history of doing electrical work the right way. Economical service, professional work, and customer satisfaction is why they can say that. Vertical Electric can do residential, farm, and commercial projects. Doesn't matter if they are charged with new construction or a remodel project, they get it conducted. Contact the staff at Vertical Electric at 224-8684. They can light a spark into your next project. Vertical Electric, 224-8684. It is a 35-14 game with American Family Insurance. Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard. With Blake Dean, John Wickler here on this Friday night. It was a 4-play, 29-yard drive, 25-yard catch for Jet Zabel, his second touchdown reception of the night. Pierre is down by 21 with 3:53 to go. There is still time, not much time, but Bria Sargent out to kick this one away. Blake, you got the 40-yard line. Governors can touch at the 50. I would think they're going to be trying something of some sort of onside kick potentially just to try and get this ball back.
Yeah, and if there's anybody to do it, it's Bria Sargent right here.
So Sargent, we'll see where she kicks this ball. This will be a short kick in open space, but a bouncing ball that's going to be picked up by the Lynx, and from the near side, trying to go to the far side of the field. Last thing you want is a big return by Brandon Valley. They're out to the 40 and out of bounds right around the 35-yard line as Nolan Pudwill took it all the way out to around the 30-yard line, and it's going to be, what are they going to spot it here, at the 37-yard line for Brandon Valley, and the Lynx are right in position to try and get right back up by 4 touchdowns. Not with 3:43 left to go. Not that they really need to score, but that takes a lot of the wind out of the sails of the Governors, who didn't have much left in them anyway.
Yeah, and this is where you get to play 4-minute offense if you're the Brandon Valley Lynx and continue to hand the ball off. And this time it's going to be Gus Scott instead of Veskerna, because Veskerna's night is done after a 250-plus yard performance on the ground through 3.5 quarters.
It is Veskerna that will get the handoff. Yeah, so they bring him back out here for another gain of 3. So he's not quite done yet. So
wow.
I would have thought that after that last drive, you would have seen him be done for the night, but maybe they're trying to get him up to 50 carries before the end of the night. He's up to 42. Well, he's got 259 yards on 42 carries.
Wow.
3 minutes to go here in this 4th quarter.
Save some tread on those tires, guys. I mean, that is a ton of carries for number 31.
High formation. Veskerna again gets the handoff. Maybe there's a school record or something he's chasing after right now.
That could be.
As he'll get a gain of near the first down marker. He'll end up getting a gain of 6 for making 3rd and 1. And he's up to 265 yards by my counts on 43 carries, with under 2:45 to go now here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, an average of 6.16 yards a carry on 43 carries.
That's a solid night to have. You're hoping to average 6 yards a carry in about 5 or 6 carries, but to do that 43 times like he has, with 2:20 left to go, Brandon Valley taking all the time off the clock that they can, with a 21-point lead and about 2 minutes to go. Veskerna again gets the handoff. He's got enough for a first down. As he'll get about a gain of 2 or 3.
And now if you're Brandon Valley, you can just sit on the football, or, like you said, maybe Veskern is chasing a record of some sort, and now you just continue to feed him. But now that we're officially under 2 minutes, you can just sit on the ball if you're the Brandon Valley Lynx.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot, not a whole lot left. Coach Steele not taking his timeouts. Governors are going to fall for the first time since October of 2021. And they're in victory formation now for Brandon Valley. Not a whole lot of times we've seen victory formation against the Pierre Governors over the last 5 to 6 years of this state championship dominant team.
Yeah, just not something you're accustomed to seeing if you're a fan of the green and white. And, it just really, really shocking to watch Brandon Valley come in here and continue to just hit you in the mouth over and over and over again. And, tonight, the Governors, story of the games, the Governors had no answer for the Brandon Valley line on both sides of the ball or for Levi Veskern on the backfield.
Another kneel down by Thuy. He'll have to kneel it one more time. Coach Steele's already got most of the Governors at midfield to walk across midfield, so you can tell that he's not going to take that time out at all. So one more kneel down for Jack Thuy, and the Brandon Valley Lynx will go to 4-2. Pierre Governors will fall to 5-1. And a game, Levi Veskern had himself 267 yards on 44 carries, 3 touchdowns. And the Brandon Valley Lynx are dominant tonight here at Hollister Field and knock off the Governors 35-14. That'll wrap it up here from Hollister Field. We'll return in 3 minutes with the post-game show. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR, watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Home Care Services is a private agency committed to providing expert advice and specialized care to those who want to remain living independently at home. Home Care Services has a team of nurses, caregivers, and administrative staff that offers 30-plus years of in-home support services to our local community. For more information about Home Care Services, call 224-2273. Expert advice, professional care, Home Care Services, 224-2273, or online at homecareservicessd.com.
Weatherall Roofing and Insulation is a family-owned business that has served Central South Dakota for over 25 years. Weatherall Roofing and Insulation specializes in metal roof restorations and flat roof repair. They also offer the highest quality insulation using closed-cell polyurethane foam and blow-in fiberglass. For all your roofing or insulation needs, make Weatherall your first choice. And remember, just foam it.
At AgTegra, we're leveraging the power of the cooperative to benefit our farmers and ranchers, their families, and local communities. We're creating jobs for your neighbors and putting money back into our communities. We're lending a hand in our rural fire departments, food banks, and 4-H and FFA programs. That's what local is all about. When you do business at AgTegra, you help us make a difference in your community. AgTegra, strong, stable, dependable, and local.
This fall, take some time to think about your future. While the leaves make their way down to earth and the last sunset of summer leaves us with an autumn chill, it's time to grab the nearest foam finger and break out the face paint. Rush the stands with First Dakota National Bank and forget how to blink. Fall sports are back with jaw-dropping plays, an electric atmosphere, and epic scores. Make some noise with First Dakota National Bank. Open a new account online today at firstdakotanationalbank.com. Member FDIC.
River Bottom Sanitation, your locally owned waste management company serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre communities. Contact River Bottom Sanitation for your residential and commercial pickups. Now River Bottom Sanitation is your source for all your roll-off needs. River Bottom Sanitation in Pierre and Fort Pierre. Give them a call for pricing at 605-222-1120. River Bottom Sanitation. That's 605-222-1120.
With any dream, the wind won't always be at your back. The sun won't always be shining, and some rain is going to fall. American Family Insurance is like a good, solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the Brittany Shufflebine Agency, LLC, 224-6627. Well, for the first time this year and for the first time since October of 2021, the Pierre Governors fall in a football game as they drop here the final game of September to the Brandon Valley Lynx in a 35-14 final on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard. And John Wickler alongside Blake Dean. And Blake, it was the Levi Veskrina show because he had 267 yards on 44 carries, averaging 6 yards a carry. This guy was unstoppable. We talked about the offensive line, and you give credit to the offensive line for helping him out, but boy, you got to give him a lot of credit for what he did tonight.
You really do, and you know he was kind of the unknown as far as the players for the Brandon Valley lineup, because you look up and down the lineup on their offense, and rightfully so, like you said, all of their offensive line is going to go play collegiate football at the next level. It's in some capacity. You look at their fullback in Micah Nelson, who's got some D2 offers. Their tight end is a pretty good player. Their two speedy receivers on the outside, in Bonwell Whitty and Delaney. One is a track star. The other one is getting some D2 football offers already as a sophomore. Quarterback Jack Thuey's got some college interest, and so you look all up and down the lineup, and you think, those are the guys that are going to win you the football game, not the 5'10", 175-pound sophomore running back who kind of came into this game. I didn't know a ton about him as far as statistics go, but he sure showed up and showed out, like you said. By our count up here, 267 yards of rushing, and he and the offensive line were the reason that the Brandon Valley Lynx won this football game, because what a performance by not only Levi Veskrina, but I'm going to call out every one of the offensive linemen's name: Lucas Feldkamp, Navarro Shunke, Hudson Parliament, Easton Poppy, and Jack Tews. Huge performances by all 6 of those individuals, and they are the reason that the Brandon Valley Lynx put up 35 points on the scoreboard here at Hollister Field and walk away victors here tonight.
Yeah, we go through some of the stats, but there wasn't a whole lot of scoring in that second half. It was 28-7 at the break, and it was just one touchdown for Brandon Valley in the second half, one touchdown as well for the Pierre Governors in the second half. It was an 8-play drive for the Brandon Valley Lynx. It ended up being a 12-yard catch for Bonwell Whitty, the only score of the half for the Lynx. That made it 35-7. The Governors made it 35-14 on a 4-play, 29-yard drive and a 25-yard catch from Jet Zabel on a throw from Cade Kaiser. Zabel finished with those 2 catches. So stat-wise for the Brandon Valley Lynx, it was we talked about Veskrina, 267 yards on 44 carries, 3 touchdowns of a 1-yard run, 30-yard run, and a 2-yard run. Those 3 touchdowns. And then for Landon Delaney, he had 34 yards rushing on his one attempt at the little reverse that caught the Governors thinking it was going to be to Veskrina. Then 5 yards on 2 carries for Gus Scott. Jack Thuey had -7 yards on 5 carries, but he did have a 7-yard touchdown run. Overall, 299 yards on the ground for the Brandon Valley Lynx. 48 yards through the air for Jack Thuey, 4 of 12 with a touchdown. Bonwell Willie had 2 catches for 42 yards. Delaney had a catch for 2 yards, and Mason Timmer with a 4-yard reception. So a total of 347 yards of offense for the Brandon Valley Lynx. On the Governor's side of things, it was Cade Kaiser who ran the ball 15 times, whether he was sacked or tried to take off on the ground. He had 13 yards on 15 carries. Trey Lewis had 27 yards on 6 carries. Brock Mosier with 22 yards on 6 carries. Zabel is credited with a 19-yard loss on a fake punt attempt, or not even a fake punt attempt, but just a punt that had a bad snap. Ended up being 43 yards of offense on the ground. Then for the Governor, through the air, 16 of 26 for Cade Kaiser, 2 touchdowns and an interception as he threw for 206 yards. Jed Zabel with 117 yards receiving on 5 catches. George Staley had 5 receptions, 39 yards before he was hurt. We'll talk about him in here in just a second. Cooper Twilliger had 2 catches for 16 yards. Brock Mosier with 44 yards on 4 catches. Boy, if he had 44 catches, this would be a much different football game. But 4 catches for 44 yards, 249 yards of total offense for the Governors, as they were outgained by just 98 yards, but outscored by 3 touchdowns by Brandon Valley. We'll talk a little bit here about George Staley. We don't have an update for you. We hope everything is okay, but he left the game, got put on a stretcher, was out on the ambulance and went to the hospital. He did have movement of all of his arms and legs. Everything looked okay that way, but of course precautionary. Hopefully it's just all precautionary. Everything will be okay. At best, you hope to see him next week, but most likely you're maybe won't see him for a couple weeks just to make sure that everything is okay for George Staley. But we're continuing to think about him. He had a good game, those 5 catches for 39 yards. He's been one of the better receivers for the Governors and one of the top receivers for the Governors so far this season. And an injury that, the Governors were banged up a lot tonight, but that's the one injury that really holds your breath a little bit more than all the other ones that guys were able to overcome and continue to play through.
Yeah, and like we talked about, when it happened, and then at halftime, because it happened really the play before the end of the half, and what we thought was probably going to be the last play before the end of the half was when he went down, and it ended up being an untimed down because there was a penalty against Brandon Valley that moved the ball up 10 or 15 yards and gave the Govs one last opportunity to make a throw down the field. But, you hate to see injuries. I said it earlier. You hate to see injuries for any kid, let alone one with the character of George Staley. Obviously, we're continuing to think about him and his family right now, and hope that things are okay. Because like you said, we've gotten to know George primarily through baseball. Over the last couple of years, and really, really energetic kid, really fun kid to talk to, fun to be around. I remember the first time that I met him and Bob was, I think, in the batting cages. Renke Gray Wealth Management had batting cages down in their basement for baseball and softball players for probably the last 10 years. And when I was in high school, I remember going down there to work on my swing and hit for a little bit. And that was the first time I remember meeting Bob and George was down in the cages down there. And, always have kind of followed George kind of since that time. And you absolutely, it's devastating for it to happen to any player, let alone somebody that, I've probably followed since he was, probably between the ages of 6 and 8. So just really tough to see. And obviously we are continuing to think about George and the Staley family right now, and hope that he is okay moving forward from tonight.
And we'll talk with Steve Steele here in just a little bit here in the post-game show, and that will probably be our first question to ask what he can tell us about the injury, and if obviously he probably hasn't heard much of an update either. But if he does, we're going to talk to him here in just a little bit here in our post-game show about the update for George Staley. And again, 35-14, Brandon Valley win here tonight over the Pierre Governors, as the Lynx are now 4-2. Pierre Governors fall to 5-1, their first loss since Week 9 of the 2021 season, when the Governors lost to Brookings and ended up winning that state championship in a 40-yard field goal by Cole Peterson. So now that wasn't a 35-14 loss for the Governors, but maybe we'll see some fireworks come to the end of the season after the loss here tonight. Other scores from across the state in 11 AA, specifically Mitchell beat Spearfish 35-28. Huron beat Douglas 48-7. Watertown over Aberdeen Central 16-14. It was T area beating Sturgis 26-7, and Yankton shut out Brookings 48-0 here this evening. On 11 AAA, Roosevelt with a final over Rapid State Central 40-6. O'Gorman beat Jefferson 14-7. Harrisburg was able to survive over Washington 27-24. Sioux Falls Lincoln, they are up by 52 points, 58-6, with a minute to go in the third quarter. That game will be over shortly. In 11A, Chamberlain, they came back and won, or they held on to beat Vermilion 21-18. In Class 11B, it was the Miller Highmore Herald Rustlers falling 55-3 to Elk Point Jefferson. I believe the Winter Warriors are playing on Saturday. Well, actually, I thought we're playing today, but I don't see them. There they are, 32-12. They beat Bridgewater Emory Ethan. The winner fighting Nathan Nazes pick up another win.
Big win for the Nathan Nazes right there. That Bridgewater Emory Ethan's a solid squad.
Yeah, that is a big win for a winner. In 9AA, Lyman, the 9A team, beating Bennett County 44-20. In the Stanley County Buffaloes, they rolled to a 44-7 win over Timber Lake. They're now 5-1 of the season. Platte Guinness beat Woolsey Wessington 27-8. Kimball White Lake over Del Rapids St. Mary 48-6. Wall beat Harding County Bison 41-12. As we will have Class 9A, it is Harriet Selby area beat Northwestern 53-0. Parkson over Gregory at 50-0. That Lyman Bennett County game, that's still going on. About 3 minutes left to go, but everything should be just about final. Also, it is Phillip beating Kadoka area 56-6, a 50-point win for the Phillip Scotties. That game was heard on Country 95.3. In 9B, it is, you mentioned Harriet Selby area getting a 53-0 win. Leola Frederick all over Potter County 64-25 with just 2 minutes to go in that fourth quarter. Faulkton area beat Faith 54-0. Jones County up by 2 points with a minute to go in the fourth quarter, 24-22. That's a good game down the stretch. Two teams trying to fight for their playoff lives. Also, don't forget, tomorrow we've got Pierre Governor Volleyball, as it is going to be the Pierre Governors hosting the Brandon Valley Lynx volleyball-wise. They're trying now for the splits of the weekend, with the Govs hosting the Lynx. 2 o'clock coverage starts, 2:30 first serve here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Then we'll have Pierre Governor Soccer on Tuesday with the playoffs beginning. We'll wait to see the matchups and as well as where the Governors will play. We expect the girls to be at home, and we'll see who they will play and the timing of it. But we'll have it here on KCCR and also on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Again, we'll talk here with Coach Steve Steele in just a moment as he'll make his way down and over to us to talk with us here in the postgame show as the Govs fall to the Brandon Valley Lynx 35-14 here this evening. As here we'll talk with Steve Steele here in just a moment. Bob Stalley is back in the press box right now talking with Coach Steele. There's that headset. Yeah, starting to give Blake Dean a lot of hard part there. So, all right, Blake. Well, we may not talk to you the rest of the way. Here, you can have the microphone for a little bit too.
No, I'll let Coach take it.
Well, he's not over here quite yet, but yeah, we'll talk here with Coach Steele in just a moment. We almost got you through this whole game with that headset. We did get you through the whole football game, at least, not the whole broadcast.
Maybe I can be like a sideline reporter now and just do the handoff.
Yeah, there you go. We can get you. We'll get a wireless mic going.
There you go.
We'll get the station.
I can be the Aaron Andrews, but a lot less talented.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say a lot uglier.
Well, also that.
But
those are your words, not mine.
Yeah,
your words, not mine.
We'll toss the microphone off here to Coach Steve Steele here as the Govs.
Doesn't work.
Yeah, we'll give you the.
You're getting the Aaron Andrews treatment.
But your thoughts here on the 35-14 loss?
Yeah, I mean, they're a really good football team. They pushed us around tonight, and I think you've seen them do that more and more the last few games. They're understanding they can push pretty much everyone around with that big offensive line. So tough sledding, but at the same point, a lot of positives that we can take away from the game. I think we'd had a lot of good moments on offense. Just couldn't string a whole drive together without a penalty. Defensively, we had some good plays, but it's just really hard to have that many in a row against a team that's that physically imposing.
Well, real quick, too, you just were talking with Bob Stalley. Obviously, family-related stuff, and talking to you, you don't have to say everything, but give us an update on how George is doing, or what the injury might have been down there on the field.
Yeah, he had a little neck pain, so it was just a precaution that they wanted to do that, with the backboard and stuff, but he was moving everything before they even decided to do that. He's doing all right over there, and, we'll kind of see where he's at on Monday and go from there.
Yeah, to your point, Coach, you talked about the offensive line and, what a challenge it is to go up against an offensive line unit in Brandon Valley that basically averages 290 pounds all across the board. But, it wasn't just them doing the heavy lifting tonight. They did a majority of it, but, Levi Veskerna, the starting running back from Brandon Valley, we kind of came into this game, and I told John beforehand, he was probably the unknown of their offensive weapons, but, really slippery, hard to tackle as far as running back is concerned. Ended up with what our count was 267 yards of rushing. What made it hard for you guys to kind of keep up with him? Obviously, the offensive line plays a big part in that, but what was kind of the factor there that made him such a tough tackle tonight?
Yeah, the offensive line really played a big part. Get it? And they're big. But, honestly, I think that was kind of one part, is that it's hard to see those. You kind of don't think about it that way. It's not even just that they're big and they're blocking people, but it's hard to find a little guy behind all those big boys, and then their splits are really tight. It's really hard for linebackers to identify the hole that the running back's in and then get there in time. And he did a good job hitting it hard and hitting it quick. And if you do hit it quick like that and there's not someone there, then at the worst you're going to kind of hit a glancing blow and fall forward. So, just all the way around, it's a good scheme.
But, and I think, too, one thing for this game is Brandon Valley, you wave bye to them because you don't have to worry about playing them again the rest of the season. And a team like this, and an offensive line, a defensive line, overall, of what Brandon Valley does, you probably aren't going to see a team like this again, which, the way the offensive line was, these guys are going to go play college football for you. May not see an offensive line like that when they go play college football either. But it's got to be, now that you got, you want to win the ball game, but it's going to be pay dividends down the stretch of the season for the Pierre Governors.
Yeah, there's thank goodness there's not another one of those on the schedule, and no one in AA has that, so that's really good. But again, it's a good thing to test your mettle, and know that you put up a good fight, and a couple plays go the other way, maybe it's a little closer down the stretch.
Yeah, and kind of what you said, Coach. You talked about some of the positive takeaways that you guys can take from tonight and build upon, coming into Huron next week. What are those kind of key positives that you took away from tonight?
I thought our DBs played outstanding. And Huron's a team that's going to throw the ball a lot. I think that bodes really well. Schonsberg had a couple fantastic pass defenses, and Stosher was right with the guys too. So, really, I think that was a very good game. If you're looking for a position group that was awesome, was our DBs, and that'll be an important thing going next week. And I think the line's going to get about a foot shorter and 40 to 50 pounds lighter when we see Huron. So
it's going to feel like there's no offensive line to go after now. And again, not to take anything away from the Huron Tigers, but that's just how big Brandon Valley is.
Yeah, they're. Again, that's a unit that you may never see a unit like that again. Hopefully we don't, but and if we do, hopefully they're in green. But that's a crazy big offensive line that's not just big but athletic and strong.
Well, I will say too, we'll kind of wrap things up here, but it is a much different feel talking to you after a football loss, because that doesn't happen very often. What's the mindset, or not even the mindset, but just the huddle after the game? How much different is it after a loss? Were you able to keep the guys' spirits up? Is it a little bit harder? Obviously, it's harder to lose. Nobody wants to lose. I know you're a sore loser, and I mean that in a good way. But overall, what's it like to be a little bit on the different side?
Yeah, there's you don't really want to pick up. You want to feel disappointment. You want to feel down and sad because you didn't accomplish the goal. So you do want to feel that way now, and then you want to pick that up and you move forward tomorrow when we start watching film and start getting into things. So I think today it should hurt and it should be a little disappointing because again, it doesn't. They're a very good football team. We still know we could have beat them if we'd done things differently. So that was a lot part of it, but at the same point, everything we want still in front of us. We know that we can still accomplish the end goal of the season, and this is just a little hiccup on the way there.
Well, Coach, I appreciate the time. Thanks for coming up here talking with us, and we'll talk to you Wednesday at the Coach's Corner.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
That is head coach Steve Steele of the Pierre Governors as the Governors fall 35-14 here tonight. And Blake, your final thoughts here as we wrap it up this evening.
Yeah, I think we talked about it ad nauseum, kind of hit the nail on the head that Brandon Valley's offensive line was the key to their success tonight. You look at Levi Veskerna being the beneficiary of that, and 267 total yards of rushing behind the biggest offensive line that will hopefully ever come into Phil Troutner Stadium at Hollister Field and be the opposition to the Pierre Governors. But we talked about the trenches being the key to the game, and that was definitely the case here this evening. Like Coach said, you kind of let the sting of this loss kind of linger a little bit. But at the end of the day, you got to pick yourself up and dust yourself off, because you've got a Huron Tiger team that comes in to Hollister Field next week, and they're not a pushover by any means. They're gonna air it out. They're gonna throw the ball, and they're gonna be chomping at the bit to stick with the number one team in Class 11 AA and try and test their luck and see if they can come in and make this a losing streak for the Pierre Governors, something that we have not seen, like you said, in at least 3+ years of Governor football, and we've been very, very fortunate to be able to call games for a team that hasn't lost that much, quite frankly, and it's a different feeling at the end of tonight, but like Coach said, you get another opportunity to kind of get the bad taste out of your mouth next week and play a really solid team that comes in here in the Huron Tigers, and continue to just kind of build positive days each day until playoff time. So that's probably the biggest thing that I take away from tonight was the trench play of Brandon Valley, but also the fact that Governors get a chance to learn from a loss.
Pierre Governors, they are now 5-1 in the season, 35-14 loss to Brandon Valley. They return, as Blake said, against Huron next week, the final of the 3-game homestand the Governors have. They've got two more home games, Douglas Week 9, that Thursday afternoon or Thursday evening game to finish out the regular season. But the Govs fall here tonight, 35-14 to Brandon Valley. We've got Pierre Governor Volleyball starting at 2 o'clock tomorrow with first serve at 2:30 here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. I want to say thanks to Jen Hanna back at the station, Blake Dean, John Winkler here signing off. Pierre Governors, they fall tonight 35-14 to Brandon Valley as we say so long from Hollister Field.
You've been listening to Pierre Governor Athletics on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Pierre Governor Sports is brought to you by Wind Circle, the Clubhouse Hotel and Suites, Edward Jones Financial, CHS River Plains, Faith Lutheran Church, Oahe Federal Credit Union, Slumberland Furniture, Lamb Motors, AGE, Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, American Family Insurance, Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, Country Carpet, Capital City Campus, Shane's Pharmacy, Floss Dental, Grave Plumbing, Birding Electric, Fisher Round, Access Health, Billion Auto, Weatherall, The Swartz Agency, Xander Auto Parts, Todd's Electric, First United Methodist Church, Kruger Contracting, First Dakota National Bank, Gales Gas, River Bottom Sanitation, Agtegra Cooperatives and Wheat Growers, Dakota Sprinkler, Graham Tire, May Adam, Nystrom Electric, State Farm, Allied Plumbing and Heating, Avera, Dakota Prairie Bank, Wheelhouse Auto Body, the South Dakota Office of the Attorney General Division of Consumer Protection, Wagner Auto, Anderson Rumpke Dental, Bank West, Spelkin Peterson LLP, Sanford Health Clinic Pierre, and Beck Motors. Join us next time for more Pure Governor Sports on your home for the Governors, KCCR, and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. This has been a special presentation of Riverfront Broadcasting Sports, Central South Dakota's sports